You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
It's on you.
Oh, broadcasting to you live from Newark, New Jersey, home of Daniel LaRusso. And yours truly, Uncle Jay. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast.
You guys threw me the fuck off.
I know.
I had a whole intro and everything.
Damn.
So I'm just going to start it all over now.
It never works. The sounds of the Wicked Theory Podcast, folks. They are inside of your head.
Yeah.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Wicked Theory, the Wicked Theory Podcast, episode 150 something or other. I don't even know. I'm not going to count this week. But Uncle Jay's back,
That's right, man.
as if you didn't already know.
It's about to get really crazy in here.
Right out of the gate. It
Right
got
out of the
really
gate.
crazy.
And thank
Right out
you
of the
for
gate.
throwing me and Bob off. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Were you not the guy who?
Go ahead.
I guess no, because I blamed the two of you. Now he's blaming the two of us.
Yes.
Fair enough.
What did John Goodman say today?
Yeah.
Sorry about the way I acted. I was a real animal.
These things, at least they almost fit now.
That's kind of like my line.
And then Brother Bob.
He sells, but who's buying?
It's a timeless question.
I've decided that if he's going to keep doing quotes, I'm going to start doing quotes from my favorite songs and my favorite band.
There you go. There you go. Sounds like a thing.
Me, it's the real me.
Yeah. And then
And my misfits way of life.
that's also half an apology. It is a line from Where Back, a dinosaur story.
Oh.
Which I was one of the 4 people
Who actually saw that?
who saw that in theaters.
I thought Bob thought just in general.
It was
Like
like
4.
me, my dad, my cousin Pete, and
It was all that.
I think my sister tagged along.
That makes sense.
Known as the other Spielberg dinosaur film of '93.
Yes, yeah, it was produced by Spielberg.
Yeah.
That guy just loved dinosaurs so much. He's like,
Well, at least in the mid-'90s.
yeah, you know what it is? It's like, well, if we're gonna do it live action, we do it like this. But we could do it animated and do it like this. Fuck it, we'll do both.
Yeah.
So kids, yeah, here we are. Uncle Jay, thanks for opening the show this week.
You're welcome, man.
That was great. That was great. That was awesome.
And I do want to kick this off with a formal apology to Bill
To me.
for the feelings I had the other night when we recorded
Oh.
a Patreon episode.
Okay. I'm surprised.
You want
but,
to explain what happened?
I didn't think I'd have to. No, I kind of did. So
Was it worth it?
I don't know. We'll know at the end. Okay. So the other night we were trying to do a Patreon episode, and at the same time,
No. We did a whole Patreon episode.
I'm gonna get there, Robert. I'm pulling out full names. I'm pulling out full names.
Shit.
All right. You don't want me to put your full name.
Well, if I'm bringing it up to the table, you know I'm serious. Is what I'm saying.
All right, got you.
Okay.
Be
all right.
careful.
I'll
about
dial
how
it
far
back.
you go.
I'll dial it back. I'm gonna reset.
Mr. T.
Wow, you didn't say you were going to bring up that one. I thought you were just going first name zone. Don't go middle. That's nuclear.
I was going nuclear.
Oh, damn. Talk about escalation. Okay, so that's so inside. So we did a Patreon episode, and inside of that episode, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, it was like, hey, you know what? I got this idea. We want to do a promo, a little in-house promo to share with other podcasts, a little podcast promo exchange thing, and we had to record something. And it took, we spent about an hour, a little bit over an hour, and we talked a little bit of other stuff, but it took us a little while to kind of get the groove of getting that promo down, figuring out what it was going to be. But that was part of the episode. That was the hook. It was about the process and all that shit, And then
We finished.
yeah, we finished, and we felt good about it.
Yeah.
We were like, this worked. This went good.
I'm just about to turn my laptop off.
Yeah, and I noticed that I didn't plug it in. I didn't plug in the microphones to the old laptop that records. So basically, it was an hour of the little microphone on the laptop recording, not only us but like sound drops that would not be able to be heard because so it was just a big ball of shit
So
Did you just text me?
yes, because I didn't want to disrupt the show. I figured you would see it later.
But I would hear it right now.
It was on my mind at that moment.
Fair enough, I guess. You're as good as Agent Palmer.
Well, just in that moment,
Yeah.
I became so enraged.
So enraged. So enraged.
And I think I did a good job of not showing it.
Yeah.
No,
No, not at all. Not really.
well,
No,
at
no,
least
not really, not really.
not turning violent.
Yeah, so I dropped the
Yeah.
ball in a pretty hard and consistent way.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, well, that brings us to here to now, and you're saying you owe me an apology.
Well,
I don't think that's true. I think you were within reason. You didn't get out of line. You didn't go on about it or anything.
I did text you an apology the next day.
You texted me about a dream you had
Yes.
in which the Undertaker pile drived me or something like that, and then my eulogy was by who?
Well, actually, hang on. Let me.
Well, now you're trying too hard to set it up. Now he's like, let me go to my phone.
Well, I believe exactly what I said was, I apologize for being so angry at you last night. I had a dream the Undertaker tossed you around like a rag doll in a Hell in the Cell match,
Right.
and then Paul Lynde gave you a eulogy. It was
Right.
very sweet.
Paul Lynde. How do you even know Paul Lynde?
Who doesn't know Paul Lynde?
Nick at Night.
Oh,
okay, all right.
lady.
I haven't heard anything worthy of an apology, really. You know what I mean?
I mean, I fucked up, but I think the thing was is that it
did
just
you-
sucked so much life out of the moment that
'Cause
people.
the moment was an hour and 5 minutes of show that went gone.
Yeah,
The entire show.
but it was that it was one of those episodes that's like, oh, like it got somewhere, like, you know. So it was. I was very
This was
mad
last
about.
night?
No, this was a couple nights ago.
So this is Thursday, the Patreon,
Yeah, this is the
Yeah, Thursday
Patreon.
night.
Yeah, which was off. Which was off.
not your radio.
No,
check
that's Fridays.
things.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't.
not necessary.
You were kind of your
Well,
feelings.
no, that one was to the listeners.
Oh yeah, that
We
we
won't be able to enjoy that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that we went on this long about it.
Yeah, well, that too.
Okay, so I was going to say, those feelings are valid. You don't really need to apologize for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If, the only one who really needed to apologize for anything was Bill, and he did.
Yeah.
that's right.
And I cut off my pinky toe to try to remind myself.
Not to do it again.
Yeah. So that the
You're
pain.
going to keep the pinky toe on the left side of the laptop so that you get reminded?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna hang it for my
And
microphone.
Yeah, no.
So I see it.
With a little formaldehyde and a little
A
plastic
little tiny,
baggie.
little crack jar.
Yeah.
Like, just enough for the pinky toe to get
Right.
in there. So this is episode 150 something or other, and if people want to send us emails, there's still time. Send it to podcast@wickedtheory.com. Well, only the people who are listening live. Just come listen to us live every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mixlr. That's mixlr.com/wicked-theory. We got a Facebook page. Find it, check it out. Go there, join the group, hang out. Sometimes there's something there. Not very often. Ed, thanks for sending the DCTV report.
Yes.
We'll talk about it some other time. I don't know. I just felt like doing that. Give me a brief nugget. Something. How's things over there?
Arrow was better this week.
Thank God. I heard they undid shit. Don't elaborate. Did they undo like some crap that's like been plaguing the show? That's what I saw. It's yes, no, kinda.
Let's just say it
Yes,
gets
yeah.
better.
Okay.
What was that?
It gets better.
Okay.
It gets better.
It's like that bullying stuff, right? It gets better. I got you. All right.
I'm sorry, Bill. Real quick, since you're talking DC, did you
Yeah.
did you end up catching Flash this week?
No, I missed it.
You really need to get
Yeah,
that
because
one.
we're near the end of the season
There's a lot.
now. Stuff's going on.
Yeah, there was a reveal at the end of last week's episode.
Is Barry gay?
No.
I'm telling you, that kid's gay.
Because Iris would still love him. Everyone would hug him and say it's okay.
It wouldn't really. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't affect the show at all.
Right.
It really wouldn't. They would just be like, she'd be like, okay, I'll just date somebody else. Whatever, no big deal. No wonder you're so worried about that stretchy dude. You're so
Yeah.
upset about him dying. I didn't know.
He's not dead yet.
He's not dead.
He hasn't met Sue.
We haven't.
He has not met Sue Dibney yet.
Is there a tombstone?
And Greg Berlanti would not do that to me.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ed. You're kind of probably
it's
right.
The TV universe.
Yeah.
And it's it's still comics, superheroes. It's like a soap opera. If he doesn't come back, his doppelganger will.
Well, it's just the thinker is
Yeah.
just the thinker is just possessing his body at this point. So
That's true. That's true. There's that. Okay, so yeah, Friday night mic test that happened last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm having trouble hearing myself.
Are you?
Is it the volume? Maybe.
I think it's 'cause you wore-
Actually, Ed, your volume was down a little low.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
See, I thought maybe it was because he wore Jay's headphones last week.
Oh.
I was gonna say that's kind of permanent then.
Fair enough. Thanks for the heads up on that. That's all better. I think we're all even.
Oh yeah.
How about we talk about those kids in the chat room?
Yeah. We got Wesley. We got Zombie John.
Zombie John.
Yup.
He's back from the dead.
Yep. Benny Lovewire's in and out.
Okay.
All right. You want to give him a chat game?
Let's give him a chat game.
So we got geeked racehorses.
Yeah,
Examples include my boy Tyler Durden.
Just take some horsey kind of names, slap them with a pop culture reference. That's it, kids. That's it. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3, easy.
All right.
So let's, Uncle Jay,
What?
how you been, man?
Rocking, rolling. Missed you guys.
You've been gone a little while.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. You were out in the world having travels and adventures and shit.
So I heard.
You were on.
So you heard?
So I heard.
you were on assignment.
Yeah.
No, that was no assignment.
No,
That's
no,
just
no.
not.
That was
Listen, it was ever.
it was not work. It was certainly not work of any kind.
People, hold on a second.
Oh yeah. Slug that down.
No.
Priorities, my friend. Priorities.
No. So whoever was listening last week or listened to the show this week or last week's show, know that I called in.
Right.
And you'll all be happy to know that I don't remember that at all.
We had a feeling.
I
Yeah, that fits.
remember dialing and somewhat trying to get a hold of you, and I couldn't barely hear you, so I just screamed.
You said
whatever.
something about sucking some guy's dick who was in a really low rent horror movie or something.
Right, which was great.
Good times had by all.
No. What happened was
Who were you with?
I was hanging out with Mike Lookinland briefly.
Mike Lookinland. Why do I know that name?
Oh, you know him as Bobby Brady.
That's right.
Really?
Yes. But
Fraternizing with the Brady kid.
yeah, well, he was one of the guests that were signing at the Chiller Theater,
Wasn't
which
he
I
in a
go to.
wheelchair or something? Because there was a TV
In
special.
the TV movie when they tried to bring the Brady's
yeah,
back, he was a
exactly.
race car driver, and he ends up in a wheelchair.
Right.
I thought that was on the
Brady Bride.
specials. Because they used to do, after the show was over, they did TV
Yeah.
specials. They
Yeah.
came back a couple of times.
Yeah.
And the last one, he was an adult, and they said, look, he's in a wheelchair.
Right.
But not because it was a skit or a show. It was them, like, coming out on stage.
Oh, like in real
In a
life?
variety show,
Oh, like
right.
in real life.
Right, in
he
real
was-
life,
Oh,
right.
I'm mixing that up. Maybe so maybe the TV show was doing that as a
he?
cover.
I mean, was he? No,
He
right?
was walking around.
All right, so I mean, I'm talking about when I was 8.
Right. So,
So-
maybe something's crossed.
No, I mean,
Maybe he got better.
a lot
Right.
of these celebs, they walk around, they mingle sometimes with
Yeah.
with the people, and he was actually in my friend's room. They was drinking, and
Right.
we had a couple toasts,
Right.
and he got really plastered. He was to the point where he was pretty sloshed.
Yeah.
You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
But I met him briefly. I had a couple drinks with him. He was a nice guy to me. You know what I mean? And I had a good time just seeing my friends, a lot of the cool shit that was there. Richard Dreyfuss was there, signing some autographs. It was a lot of fun. I had met him before.
Richard Dreyfuss?
Richard Dreyfuss.
I guess he didn't put any of his money away then. If he's,
I don't know.
if he's in the middle of Jersey signing autographs,
Well, that's,
he's a phenomenal actor.
yeah, which boggles my mind because
Yeah.
it's not like he had a deterioration of his career. He just kind of stopped, and then that was it.
But he's the kind of guy like he might, look.
Piss somebody
Sometimes we wonder why some celebrities are doing this shit that they're doing as far as work wise. It's like because of mortgages, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of guy where
Yeah,
like
just ask
he
Brent
was right.
Spiner.
There you go. He was a guy who was riding so high in the hog at a certain point, getting consistent work. He might have been spending and buying houses for everybody in the family like he was going to work forever, and now it's
Right.
like I got to sign with Mookie Wilson next to me.
But I will say that there was a good turnout for him. 'Cause
Sure.
I mean, he's in some iconic movies.
Absolutely.
American Graffiti, Jaws,
Yeah.
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I'm looking at his on his.
I got a little of that right here.
All right, but before you run down his whole resume, let me finish this thought and let me wrap up Chiller here real quick.
Yeah, because this is more about Bobby Brady.
Yeah, well, this is more about me at Chiller Theater.
Well, just this isn't going to take a lot. Real quick, it looks like he did work as a cameraman for a while because there are some credits here. He's a cameraman on Halloween 5.
Really?
And The Way of the Gun.
So he's done a little bit other than acting.
Yeah, I mean the last one of those was in 2007, but
That he would
Mike
take
is-
camera work? That's weird.
I have no idea.
I've never
What,
heard
Richard
that.
Dreyfuss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss.
All right.
Dude, he's got to call Spielberg, man. Get a role.
No, that's Mike Lickenland. That's what I'm talking about.
I asked.
I
him
thought
that
he meant
earlier.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, I'm
'cause I was
sorry.
on Richard Dreyfuss, and he's
Yeah, we're talking about Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, I thought you
yeah.
were talking about Mike.
No.
You just told everyone who's
About-
listening that Richard Dreyfuss.
No,
You
no.
looked him up
I looked.
so early on,
Yeah,
and that you weren't really 100% here.
I'm sorry.
So it happens, but that's
Yeah.
what happened. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That you kind of thought we were still on
so
that guy.
that's what Mikey Brady's been up to.
Bobby Brady.
Bobby Brady.
Well, Mikey Brady's, hanging out with Uncle Jay. Bobby Brady's been hanging out with me.
Yeah.
No, it was one night. It was a Friday night, but it's always a good time. If anybody's ever in the Jersey area, they want to check out a really cool
Yeah.
expo. I mean, it's got comic books there. But it's mostly horror based, heavy metal based, and like cult TV.
Right.
So I had a good time. I drank a lot. I put some cards out for you guys, the Wicked Theory cards.
Okay.
Told some people
Nice.
about it.
Very nice.
Spoke to a friend of mine I haven't seen in a while who actually listened to one Wicked Theory podcast,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very
yeah?
cool.
and it was the Star Wars review.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So the
And-
two of you.
Yeah, and Ed, she didn't have some nice things to say about your review.
Okay.
I had no idea. I said you should listen,
Yeah.
and she says, "Yeah, I listened to the Star Wars one." She goes,
Oh.
"Did that guy even watch the movie?" I swear. I said, "Can I record you saying that because I want to play it back for him?"
No, Palmer. No one's playing with a mic. No one's,
man.
He must be hearing something weird.
All right, so that's my chill experience. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you're hearing a low hum, that's
That's
actually
probably-
Bob's guitar, maybe.
Yeah, I just dialed it back.
But like right now, no one's playing with a mic.
Right.
So if you're still hearing it,
Well, he's probably not hearing it now because I just dialed down and it's gone.
well, I mean, playing with the mics, that's like a this kind of sound or
Yeah,
this
you
sound.
mean,
You know,
Rub it on your cheek.
Bob's exfoliating.
Yeah. Well, rub it on your 5 o'clock shadow. See what happens.
Yeah, so if that doesn't go away, let me know because maybe something else is going on with the board or something.
Yeah, maybe Bill fucked up his checklist.
Yeah, maybe we're not really fucking on properly here. I don't know. It's a weird question because he's like really adamant about it in there. That we have like wire interface maybe.
So yeah, it was a good time.
All right. It's not a low hum. It's the exact sound every so often, not at all, not all the time. Sounds like wire interface, not the sound from the boom. All right, well, hopefully I don't blow anybody's eardrums out, but I'm just going to make sure all the connections are in all the way.
All right.
There's nothing too weird going on. It's something that we obviously don't hear on our side. So, going to have to take the word for it
Well, maybe it's
and
his
hope that it
crappy
goes
equipment.
away. Yeah, I mean, shit, it's probably the crappy people running it.
I mean, he's
Probably the people playing crappy fucking
I was just
equipment.
going to ask that.
he only works with computers for a living, so I'm sure he's got crappy equipment.
Oh, he's got crappy equipment.
Yeah,
Oh, it
so
sounded like
maybe-
you were talking about
No,
our
I'm-
equipment.
No, I was talking about his equipment.
Oh, well,
'Cause you had just said it wasn't on our end because we can't hear it.
right. So his headphones, you think?
Maybe
Because that's the only equipment he's using to listen.
maybe he's having a seizure while he's listening.
Wesley's backing him up.
Okay.
Okay.
Not right now, but it's random static, not like those sounds.
It's not like anything you've heard on this, because there are a couple of key weird glitches that'll happen in the audio once in a while.
Yeah.
That Wesley and Palmer probably have heard a million times. And if it's not one of those, maybe we'll just do a quick reset or something, and just see if it goes away real quick. Maybe it's something with the connection with the Mixler. Maybe it's on the Mixler end. Maybe like a little restart. I don't know. So,
About those bears, huh?
It's a riddle wrapped in a puzzle, wrapped in an enigma,
in a box with my name on it.
inside of a conundrum.
Oh, that too. All right. So I lost track, Jay. Did you put a button on
I
that?
tried to.
Yeah, I know.
I tried to.
I know.
It's all right. Don't worry
Yeah.
about
So Chicky Pie didn't like his review. That's what.
well, that's what that came down to. I was bringing it back to Chillicon.
Okay.
Right. All right. That's the Chillicon highlights.
Well, there's a lot more, but
There's only so much you can discuss on air.
or from what I remember.
Maybe we just gotta fit you with a body cam.
You guys should just come with me. Is what you guys.
Well, I think
should do.
Bob's I think Bob's got the better idea. We should not go with you. We should just send you with a body cam.
All right.
You just strap it on. You know, maybe
I'll do it.
Maybe we'll just put it as a hat. Man, one of those, a baseball cap with the little spy
I'll
cam.
do
in
it. There's
it.
gonna be some surprises coming.
Some
Videos.
We'll make you wear a tie with your T-shirt, and inside the tie.
I don't wear ties unless I'm at a function.
That's why I figured it would be
No,
your T-shirt. And you
fuck
could
that.
just put the camera right in the middle of your chest.
Nah, I can't.
Fair enough.
Put it on my hat.
We can make you a Buddhist and put the dot right here on your head, and then put the camera in the dot.
And call me
They are
Vision.
getting tiny now.
The cameras or the dots? Both.
Both. Okay. All right. Fucking. Let's set up for some news, and maybe we'll just get into that, and just keep this showgram rolling. You all right over there, Chiefy?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure. Didn't sound so good.
Oh, you know.
So Jay, you got the first story in the queue here
How'd that happen?
because we rotate it.
Oh, you bastard whore.
Yeah, I can't start it every week.
But you get the vibe going, man. That's all right. I'll
No,
start
we
it.
got to mix that around. We got to make it feel like it's a group show. It's
Act like
not
a
just.
reporter.
I want it to feel like a group show. It's not just my show. You know what I
Alright.
mean? So, both sections are going to rotate. Okay. You know, the news and the meanwhile, the setup. Actually, I didn't rotate myself out of the meanwhile to the back, but
All right.
here we are. Here we are.
All right. Because there's going to be a Todd McFarlane fucking
Well,
interpretation coming soon,
We need some explanation on this.
Yeah.
which I don't have because
But that's you. But you got.
Johnny.
The,
No,
but you got the seg.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So Jamie Foxx.
Jimmy Fox.
Yeah, you know who he is, right?
Yeah, I do.
You know Django, Ray,
Yes. Ray.
Bait,
Hey, what's that one movie?
or Held Up.
What's that one movie? I can't even remember the name of it. I don't want to chase it.
He
Yeah,
was
okay.
he was doing some of these like runoff like
Yeah.
sort of action films
Yeah. He's got a
just
bunch of
before
that.
he did Ray.
Yeah.
Held
He's
Up.
Yeah, he's got a few of those. Everybody wants to remember Collateral. Like that's the only, you know what I mean?
Well, no, because the first time he really acted his ass off was probably in Ali.
yeah.
Where he played
okay.
his trainer. in
Any
that.
given Sunday.
And,
Well,
he
well,
was
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
But that, like the Academy,
Yeah.
noticed. Yeah.
when the Academy noticed, because they
Yeah.
actually had Oscar buzz for his Ali.
But
they
it was
gave
him and
J-
Pacino for any given. I'm sorry.
That's
Go ahead.
right. Good movie, by the way.
Good movie.
Well,
Yeah.
he's been offered Spawn,
Oh. Wow.
Right.
Okay. They're really shooting for that.
and he wanted this because I remember a few years ago he
He's mentioned it.
petitioned or said that he wanted
you're
to do
talking
it.
him for Spawn,
Spawn.
not for what's his name, the little demon fat dude.
Oh, for the clown.
No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, this is
Yeah,
Spawn.
that John Leguizamo played
Yeah.
in the original version, the original take on the movie.
But the article here suggests that he's going to co-star
Right.
with someone playing Twitch.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. The thing it says towards the bottom here, Todd McFarlane has said that the character of Spawn will be like the shark in Jaws, spotted infrequently but used to great effect. That the main character, the main plot will focus on Twitch. Now,
Is this true, Todd?
Well, well, rumors persist, but because the script hasn't been released yet. But Twitch is
with Twist.
Twitch.
I think you're right. I think
Detective Twitch. Yeah. So we haven't picked an actor for him yet, but Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is looking pretty good, and he's stupendous, terrific, stellar, scrumptious type actor, and we can't confirm it or deny. I mean, it's dream casting. It's something we really wanted. We'd like to do, but perhaps Spawn, if he comes back, he'll be in the shadows a little more often. I don't know if Jamie Foxx.
Wait, he's gonna be in the saddles.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the shadows. The shadows of the city. And the city is it's a shitty city, to be honest with you. The
Wait,
city. The city is pretty shitty.
Oh, it's a shitty city.
Yeah, it's shitty.
It's shitty.
It's a very shitty city.
It's
It's a very shitty city. But this is why you need Spawn.
okay, of course.
And
of
with
course.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, but
And Detective
so
Twitch.
you want Jamie Foxx, you want an Oscar-winning actor, you want the guy who played Ray Charles, but you don't want him in the movie that much.
Only as much as we can afford to pay him.
Oh, okay.
He's a Blumhouse. He's Blumhouse. He's Blumhouse.
And which characters he's going to center around?
Detective Twitch.
Twitch?
Twitch.
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 Twist?
Twitch.
Let's twist again,
All right.
like we did last time.
So yeah,
That's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Twist again.
Yeah, and what do you want people to really take away from this news? Like, what's the one thing they should be wanting to see after reading this article?
You don't even know, do you?
Uh,
You don't know what you were thinking.
I'm not allowed. I signed an NDA. I'm not allowed to
okay.
discuss that aspect of the.
Todd, will his cape be active? Will it be a live cape?
Well, it's funny you should mention the cape. The cape is going to be its own action figure now.
Oh, okay.
So I guess, if anything, Ed, that would be what I would like them to take away.
Will the cape get its own actor in the movie?
Yeah, but doesn't Stephen
Purely
Strange do the
CG.
same shit?
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I think there are some comparisons that can be made.
Okay.
The capes. There are some. They're the same color. They have minds of their own.
Like the one in Doctor Strange.
Yes, Doctor Strange.
So it's going to be like Doctor Strange meets Venom.
I think I've just been found out. I will leave now.
All
Now
right.
the whole thing with this, my only critique of this is that if Jamie Foxx does come on board with this
Yeah.
thing, I'm sure that he's got enough pull to say, look,
Yeah.
maybe this is not such a great idea. Maybe you should make me the forefront and him the fucking character
Yeah.
if you want to make him a lead.
Well, I have a feeling that Todd would turn that around
Yeah.
a little bit
If
he's
Jamie
been.
Foxx
Yeah, if
comes
Jamie
on
Foxx
board.
comes in, or you get some other real heavy hitter,
Right.
like it's gonna be like, yeah, but we should probably beef their roll up a little bit, because he's been talking like, oh, Spawn's like gonna be like.
Well, what has Jamie Foxx done lately? Maybe this is, maybe he's not.
I think Jamie wants like a
mean,
cool black superhero movie to be in. If we're just gonna be frank about
Yeah,
it.
but I don't think he's currently really an A-lister, is he?
Oh, he's in. Well,
Is he B-list, maybe?
No, he's definitely A-list.
No, he's an Oscar nominee. He's not.
Right, but
You know.
you can be an Oscar nominee and then not get stuff for a while.
But
and then
not
you're,
him.
well,
no.
but he's not averse to doing small parts though. He was in Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and
I didn't
and,
realize he was in that one.
and he's in that, and that's like actually. It was surprising actually to see him in that a
Yeah.
little bit, because it was like a side character. It was a secondary kind of character to a degree.
Yeah.
He's really good in that, though.
Yeah, I mean it's almost a full straight ensemble really in that movie. It's very much an ensemble piece almost.
Yeah, but he has had a couple. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was not as popular, and a lot of people, I would agree.
Oh, that's right. He was in that. He was
What was this?
He was Electro.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, Electro was probably, and also White House Down with Channing Tatum was a huge flop.
Let's not forget that the whole way they wrote Electro in that movie was pretty bad.
Don't even get me started on Electro.
Well, critically, yes, but box office wise, no. That movie did make cash.
but that's because you can have a crappy villain
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
superhero movie and still
Right.
make money.
yeah.
Well, see, like that's the thing with superhero movies. Like that movie made cash, but it made nowhere near what Sony wanted. It made enough cash for Sony to stop all the other Spider-Man movies and sell out to Marvel.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point, because not for nothing. If what's a great barometer for us is not those weird, crazy astronomical numbers they want at the studio.
Right.
Well,
You
they
know?
obviously didn't know what to do with it too, because after Amazing Spider-Man 2, they stopped,
Yeah.
and then suddenly Marvel comes along, and they're hitting grand slams every single time at bat.
Yeah.
So now Sony, they can't come forward with a new Spider-Man movie unless it's at that caliber, because all the rest of the Marvel universe is looking fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
They're coming up second run.
Yeah, and if they come out
Yeah.
with one around the same time as like
Well, they fixed
Black
that.
Panther came out, or
Yeah.
Avengers, forget it.
They
Forget
fixed that problem. already.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fixed that
Thank
problem by
God.
letting Marvel make the movies and taking a couple of bucks on the side.
Right.
Yeah. Although I'm looking at this, he had a very weak 2014. 2014, he had Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Well,
Horrible Bosses 2, and Annie, the Annie remake.
a lot of tough day, man. Hollywood's ups and downs, man.
But he's still an actor.
He's
with
still an
enough
actor
pull
with enough
that-
Oh,
cred.
of course.
And he's fine. I'm sure he's perfect for that.
And like Todd said, it's a Blumhouse. It's a Blumhouse production.
Exactly.
So he's gonna do nothing but be their fucking top guy. They'll bend over backwards probably for to get. All right. Moving along.
So Jonesy the Cat, right?
Who?
No, Jonesy the Cat is from Alien.
Oh yeah, there was a cat, right?
Yeah. Well,
I
he's
forgot.
he's
I
getting
forgot
his
the
own.
cat's name. Yeah.
He's getting his own book.
Is it a tell-all?
So basically, Titan Books, which is a company that produces a lot of really awesome movie books, is releasing a book called Jonesy, 9 Lives on the Nostromo. And it's basically a book that chronicles Jonesy's point of view of what happened on the fucking Nostromo. An illustrated book.
And now an excerpt
And that's
Interesting.
from Jonesy.
Jonesy.
What was it?
Meow. Meow.
That's exactly where I was going to go.
You know what I mean? And Jonesy is a pivotal character in the Alien universe.
Pivotal.
Pivotal. Yeah. Because he's the other survivor in the first
I mean,
film.
technically, yeah, in a way, like
And kind of made it into the second film, too.
Yeah,
When she calls him a shithead, he's got to stay brown.
Right, right.
But whatever happened to Jonesy the Cat? Did he die of starvation?
Well,
Because she
that's-
never came back. She was in cryo sleep and
You know, if Ridley's gonna chase like any single story thread,
yeah.
it might as well be that one.
So Jonesy died of starvation.
That should be like that thing, like in movies and TV shows and stuff, or like on Walking Dead, where it's like we're following the knife, the machete during
Right.
the commercial breaks, and it's just kind of going from these different people to these different people. You should be following the cat through the universe, like
Right.
as it just drifts and wanders onto different ship and different ship.
Yeah, like Stan Lee.
Yes, right. It's
But I
very
would-
much the Watcher.
But I would like to say that this book drops October 16th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would love an epilogue
Okay.
of his point of view on aliens.
Right,
Where he's
right, right.
sitting in her apartment waiting for her to come home. And then he just dies.
Right.
Because he hasn't been fed.
Hasn't been fed.
No tender vittles.
He's eating all the plants.
Right.
You know, there's no
Whatever.
mice,
Yeah,
cockroaches,
her
nothing.
her
After a while, all the
cigarettes.
dead people, they're all rotting, so that's no good.
You know,
can't
her
eat that no more.
cigarettes and
He ate all the cigarette butts out of the
yeah,
end.
exactly. Her Carter Burke's card, business
couch.
card, the couch. So hooray for Jonesy the Cat. He's getting a little
congratulations,
bit of
Jonesy. Congratulations, Jonesy. You made it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Jonesy.
You made it. Oh, it was only a matter of time.
Meow.
It's so stupid. The fucking cat gets a book.
He's getting
You know?
he's getting a point of view, but it's an illustrated book.
Oh, okay, at least it's illustrated. We'll just follow him around.
There we
Right.
go.
It's not going to be narrated by Morgan Freeman.
No, it's a book.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow.
Bleak
Turns
blonde
out-
Blanche blinked in the blinding blizzard. Meow, meow, meow.
Get busy meowing or get busy dying.
Well, that's all the news I got, Chief.
Well, thanks for bringing it in. Ed, over to you.
All right. So
What do we got?
You know that DC Comics that said we're gonna have a streaming service,
Oh yeah.
and they're doing
Yeah.
like a Titans TV
With-
show.
Yeah, with shows on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. You get Young Justice season 3, a Harley Quinn animated series.
Right, they're working on that.
Yeah, we've had all we know is it's coming,
Sure.
and we have no other ideas. Well,
Well.
they finally announced what the name of the service will be.
Ooh. Now, before you say the name
Yeah,
of the service,
yeah.
let me ask you: did they spend a lot of money on this?
There was probably like a big, like,
Yeah.
you think there was the kind of thing that they
Did-
brainstormed and spent a lot of money
did
on?
they do like focus groups?
You know?
I think they did.
and like
Yeah.
logo work
Yeah.
and mock-ups and these kinds of
right.
things?
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh,
It's the
man.
kind of thing that they come up with a bunch of ideas in 5 minutes, and then about 2 years and $20 million later, they realized that the first one they came up with was the one to go with and begin with,
Well,
more or less.
I bet you it's the kind of thing we've never heard before either, right?
Right.
No,
I mean, I bet
no.
you it's very unique.
I think it's going to have
and-
all new letters that they've added to the alphabet.
so it's called DC Universe.
It could be anything.
It's so all-encompassing.
Yeah.
The universe implies it could not just be TV shows. They could like.
You know what? As much as we mock it, it is the safest, smartest move they
I
can
know.
make for a name because
you-
otherwise it would have been something goofy. You know?
But how funny would it be if they like somebody like subscribed to this and they're like, oh great, there's a new show for what's this? It's a little okay. So they go to the superhero show for a new DC show, and it's not. It's actually just a comic book. And you see someone's fingers just turning the pages.
It's just a video.
It's a video of somebody with the right up to the screen,
Right.
and then you just see like the little stick to turn the pages or the fingers.
right.
You
And they
know?
read it to you.
Right? Maybe you see fingers go, and then they go, oh wait, and they wet their
It's
fingers.
basically it's a YouTube account. It's basically just a YouTube account.
Yeah.
Right.
So now there's no other details. Nothing.
All right, so we're
it's
doing
the name. So
a
we
lot
still
better then.
we
Yeah.
still don't know when it's going to launch,
Right.
or how much it's going to cost.
Right. or besides the 1 or 2 shows,
Or like what from their backlog is going to be on there.
what stuff is coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that the new shows. We have Titans. We have Young Justice Outsiders, which will be the 3rd season of
Okay.
Young Justice, and the Harley Quinn animated series.
Right.
And now Metropolis, which was announced as a season order,
And we goofed on it pretty hard.
yes, is being redeveloped.
They realized it was a bad idea.
Clap, 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 clap.
It's being redeveloped, and they'll have more details on that. Never.
See, I told you they listen. They listen.
So I mean, it's great that they have all these ideas, but see, these are all just ideas. And about, come push comes to shove, the day they start, they're gonna have about 3 of these shows.
right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and the
it's-
rest is gonna be Flash, Arrow, Gotham.
Flash from 1991,
Right.
whatever year
Right.
that was.
Yeah.
And they probably play them back and forth with regular Flash to really confuse
Oh,
people.
that'd be great. It's
Yeah.
just a streaming service.
Now-
with one
Wait,
fucking feed.
wasn't especially when what's his name shows up, Ship, because he was Flash in the first one.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they'll see that, and then they'll see. Wait, he's
It's
in the show
crossover.
too. It's like, wait a second, I'm confused.
I met John
Bob's
Wesley
like,
Shipp.
Bob's got the algorithm down.
I gotta send you that picture. I should said Ed that picture of me and John Wesley Shipp together.
Nice.
Nice guy.
He's got a shirt on.
Yeah, I
don't
told him
wanna see it.
Never Ending Story 2 sucked.
With Sebastian.
Yeah.
I hated that kid.
Now, there is one other series that was announced.
Okay.
Which
which is actually what this new segment was supposed to be about.
Yeah, which is a live-action Swamp Thing TV show.
Now you got my
Okay,
attention.
didn't they do this once already?
Yeah. Now here's the credits on this.
Well, yeah, they did, but not But now they're giving it a new go.
It was on USA in the 90s, 76 episodes, because they had nothing else to put on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Go back to the 2 films before it.
Hey, Silk Stockings. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, wasn't Heather Locklear on that show? For
Well,
a while?
no. See, that's why you gotta.
Yeah, she was in the movies.
No, she's in the second movie.
Yeah.
It was Adrienne Barbeau first.
Yeah.
You and I remember that because that was.
Adrian
Cannonball
Barbeau.
Run. Cannonball Run.
Or was at the time, but you had Swamp Thing and you had the Return of Swamp Thing, and they decided
Right.
to make a series out of it, which was actually very good.
Yeah.
Dick Durock
Well,
was a stunt man that actually played him. He died.
Yeah.
Are you guys sure about that? Because on weekends, on my job, there's nothing on TV. They don't have cable, so you end up with what goes over the air, those new channels that go over the air.
Right. Those digital.
And
yeah.
there's one channel that on Sundays, that's all they play.
Heroes and Icons. My dad watches it.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
But that's where they're running
Yeah,
episodes of that?
yeah. I've seen some, and I'm like,
Okay.
it's not holding up.
Well, don't get me wrong. It was good at the time for USA Network. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
And
Okay,
it still
all right,
leans
right.
really campy. It's probably campier than Evil Dead, like, to be honest with you. But, for what it is they're doing,
The
it's
first,
serviceable.
the first Swamp Thing was
Yeah.
a Wes Craven movie, so it was done with a lot of
yeah.
horrific effort,
Yeah.
but it still had a sense of campiness.
Yeah.
Right.
The Return of Swamp Thing
Yeah.
was done straight camp.
Oh, it's goofy.
Goofy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
The series
Yeah.
was dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? Dialed it back a
You know
little
what I mean? But it was on the cheap because it was a USA production.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But it was Uslan
Yeah.
and Meinecker, the guys that produced all the Batman.
But that
stuff.
suit, that costume got better and better every time, though.
Well, I mean, that's
The first
what's-
one's not that great. The second one is like so faithful to the book, and I think the series, if I remember correctly, because that was the one thing I appreciated a lot, was just at least the look of him is like solid.
always
Yeah,
has been.
Yeah, that's right.
always.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And the thing I always remember, it reminded me a lot of the old Superboy TV show, which, had a lot of failings in budget, but was very sincere. And you definitely felt that.
But Swamp Thing was a little
behind it.
darker.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So what's going on with this one?
So go ahead.
So, yeah, this is being executive produced by James Wan,
Oh.
who's directing the Aquaman movie, also
Jay's giving it a
directed
thumbs up.
Conjuring and Insidious.
Yeah.
So big
Yeah.
horror creds there. And it's being co-written, and if it's picked up, the showrunners will be Mark Verheiden, who worked on Daredevil and Battlestar Galactica, and Gary Dauberman from It.
Oh,
Okay.
we're going with some
Yeah.
with some good.
There's some
behind the
decent
scenes.
names there.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
good
So
threads.
it's in development. It's scripted series.
I like the impression that gives.
Is there any mention of whether they're going Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing or Alan Moore Swamp Thing?
I think it's gonna be there's an official description here.
Okay.
Which is interesting because
Of the verbiage.
Yes. When CDC researcher Abby Arcane returns to her childhood home of Yuma, Louisiana, in order to investigate a deadly swamp-borne virus, she develops a surprising bond with scientist Alec Holland, only to have him tragically taken from her.
Sexy.
But as powerful forces descend on
Slimy.
Huma, intent on exploiting the swamp's mysterious properties for their own purposes, Abby will discover that the swamp holds mystical secrets, both horrifying and wondrous, and the potential love of her life may not be dead after all.
She's gonna fuck a swamp creature.
So that's probably going back to like when Wrightson kind of birthed the actual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, keep in mind too, Wrightson's doing the art. So I don't know with which writers he was working with at the time. I don't know that he was getting writer credit.
Well, no, Len Wein was the writer.
Len Wein,
yes.
and Wrightson at the time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the great Len
And then
Wein.
Alan Moore, I don't know who was with him at that time.
Well, he's going to take his name off it.
It's gonna say this credit for this episode from the original story
I didn't write that.
from a writer of the original material. 'Cause that's what they have to put on the Marvel books for him now.
But again, good stuff.
Yeah. Also, this does reflect a lot of the Scott Snyder run from the New 52, which
Yeah.
if you like that stuff,
yeah,
Jay, I would highly recommend that, especially if you read that in Animal Man from that time.
yeah.
Well,
I heard those books were trying to recapture it.
Swamp Thing was a book I loved,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed that character. And it's kind of sad because Marvel's version is Man Thing,
Yeah,
know
well,
what I mean?
you know.
which will probably be greenlit sometime in the next year once this takes off. And
I never saw the Man Thing. Did you?
We spoke about it.
I still never saw it.
It's
We
terrible.
spoke about it, yeah.
That's trash. Trash.
Well, whatever knows fear
Want some rum?
burns at the touch of Man Thing. I have nothing to cut it with.
Yeah. I do have one other
Yeah.
quick story.
Quick story.
Yeah, this is quick.
Quick.
Want some?
No, I'm good.
So Eric Idle,
Yes.
of Monty Python fame, has put together a script, which will be a screen adaptation of the musical Spamalot, which is a stage adaptation of the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh.
So we're getting a Holy Grail remake.
Spam,
To a degree.
Spam,
Yes.
spam,
Now
spam,
the
spam.
the play starred Tim Curry, Hank Azaria, and Christian Slater. I also remember
David Hyde Pierce.
David Hyde Pierce in there too. It was it won Tony for best musical that year, and Monty Python's always fun. I think that's something to look forward to.
I had seen Spamalot. I actually saw that. It was on 42nd Street there.
Right, back in its early.
The thing is that what I said to you briefly before the show is that this is probably going to be a hard transition from show to movie. But who better than Eric Idle to actually, reconstruct that for the screen?
Sure.
Because there's a lot of audience participation in it. There's a lot of stagey stuff in it.
Okay.
Because that was transitioned from film to stage.
Right, to take advantage of the stage's natural.
But they also incorporated a lot of their Monty Python sketches into this. Is you know what I'm saying?
This ends up being kind of a hybrid thing,
right,
Spamalot.
because the Spam sketch is from Flying Circus.
Yes.
So that's why
I got you.
they did
makes
a
a-
hybrid.
Gotcha.
So it would be interesting to see what Eric Idle does by taking that structure and bringing it back to the screen. So it's going to be like Monty Python and the Flying Circus.
Yeah.
Flying Circus and Holy
It's
Grail.
got to be Monty
together.
Python's Last Revenge.
Well, that play also had like a lean cast. There were only like 17 people in that cast, which for a Broadway show is pretty small. So it'd be interesting because in the movie, I think each actor plays at least 2 or 3 parts.
Not definitely not Azaria, Pierce, and Curry.
Okay.
They were the leads basically
For the play.
For the play. The thing is this, because Tim Curry nailed that shit, and he's not.
What did he not?
Well, yeah, when does he not exactly? There's an Oscar that should have been, for Oscar winner that should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see who they get. But Hyde Pierce and Azaria, I mean, they nailed those roles.
Yeah, so it's all about
So if
perfect
they're-
casting is an
yeah.
issue. I
I don't know.
know. I think casting is going to be an issue.
It'd be sad to not see Curry in that role.
Well, I mean, you beat.
Because everybody that's played that role is gone. The King
Yeah.
Arthur, the Monty Python King Arthur is gone. Graham Chapman did it first. He's gone.
Yeah.
Curry,
Yeah.
gone.
Gone. Gonzies.
So I think I'm going to try to audition for that.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I would take you. Nope. Maybe not.
You would watch it. I know you'd
I'd
go.
watch. I definitely watch your auditions.
You chop this tree down with a herring.
Perfect. We'll take you.
So
Sign him up right away.
what do you got in the news, Bill? Are we ordering pizza tonight or what?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Or Popeyes?
We're going out, if anything.
We're going?
We're going to leave the building.
We're going to
eat.
diner? All right. All right, what do we got? What's next?
You got Ed. Good.
I always get Ed. You know that. He knows I love him.
So, a couple of weeks ago.
What the herring?
All right. Don't blow everybody's headphones off. So, you might remember that a couple of weeks ago we were talking about Pet Sematary getting a remake, and the thing that we were stuck on is like, well, who are you going to get to play
Judd Crandall.
Gorshin's part? Not Gorshin.
No, Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn, rather. Fred Gorshin. That'd be a very different movie.
Frank Gorshin.
Right.
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn.
Hello, Lily.
Lily.
Little Lily.
From the Munsters, if you didn't catch that reference. But we were trying to think of like the perfect guy, and we were kind of like, we named a few people that felt good. I can't remember who they were, but they nailed it.
So perfect.
John Cena?
Well,
Oh, it's a John.
It's a John Lithgow.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
See? Oh, yeah. Like you can see it.
Yeah, it's perfect, but you can see him doing a lot of those kinds of roles. I mean,
Right. He's at an age point now
yeah,
where
it's
like he
like-
fits that.
Yeah,
that,
and
that
he's a great
mechanic.
actor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's a
isn't it-
phenomenal actor.
Yeah, nailed.
Yeah.
Nailed. He's won Academy Awards, right?
Nominated, but this
I
goes.
can't wait to hear him be like, that truck really hit your kid pretty hard. Knocked the shoes right off her.
But what this goes back to what we were
Because
saying.
I thought I was gonna get like some fucked up kind of shit, but no. New
No,
York City, kids.
I was-
Kid death doesn't faze anybody.
No,
here.
because it's happened on a Tuesday in Newark.
And plus, I've seen that movie like 20 times. It happened.
No,
Shootings happening every day in New York. This, violence, no big deal here.
No, I did see it. Well, not see it. I saw a little bit of the
I hear
aftermath.
you, I hear
Anywho, this goes back to what I'm saying. Like Stephen King property now is getting
Yeah.
kind of hot, and now you got these people getting it. People like Lithgow, man,
Yeah.
accomplished actors, man.
Yeah.
And he is perfect. He's tall. He's lanky. He is. He can definitely.
Another trailer dropped for Castle Rock on Hulu.
I haven't watched it yet. I should have.
Oh, man, it just makes me want. I'm like, damn it. Like if Hulu gets like one more show or something that I really want to see, I might.
You
just
might have to
sign-
bite.
I might have to bite and just kind of like say, all right, I'll just sign up for a few months. Hope they don't drop anything else on me.
Right.
And just promise myself to only really get hooked on those shows.
Right.
And because it's like I can't start just paying for another fucking service.
You know, and the thing is, that in due respect to Fred Gwynn, may he rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
I mean-
Herman.
Judd Crandall was plucked out of that book and put right on the screen by him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
well, that's what I feel like with Lithgow is
It's going to be the same thing.
I can hear him doing the voice.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
The whole Northern Maine accent thing.
And also a great actor too. He's been solid in everything he does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Ricochet. Ever see that?
When like one of the few times, it's like one of the first times he got to play like a bad guy.
Yeah, but that's what he did for like 3 movies after that.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
And, like
yeah,
he went on a roll. He was
Yeah.
like, I had a lot of fun. Let's get another one of those going. And then all of a sudden, like
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger,
And Raising Cain,
Raising Cain, and isn't he the bad guy in
Buckaroo Banzai, which is great.
Well, in that because he's fucking loony lagoony. Fucking what's his name? Boobs, something tits,
John Big Booty.
big booty,
John Big Booty.
big booty.
Big Booty.
Big booty. And the one where they keep listening to the U2 album, The Irish. No, that's somebody else, right? Where they're like the IRA guys. They move into the neighborhood.
That's Tommy Lee Jones. I
Tommy
think.
Lee Jones.
That's
I'm thinking of.
blown away.
Blown away, right?
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And who was like the straight guy in that? Who was like the
There's Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones.
Jeff Bridges.
It was in Boston.
Boston.
Yeah. He plays Tommy Lee Jones plays an Irish
An IRA guy,
IRA
and you
route.
find out that Jeff Bridges was also in the
Yeah.
IRA, but he left.
Right,
And now
right,
he's
right.
a fireman in Boston. It's a good movie, actually.
Yeah, I like Tommy Lee Jones in that.
Right. And that was that guy, the director that went on to do 24, Stephen Hopkins.
Ah. How about that map?
Yes. So John Lithgow as Judd Crandall in New Pet Cemetery.
All right.
Amazing news.
All right. All right.
Thank you for that. I need Ice Cube.
You need a little ice cube?
Yeah. Man, that Bacardi is working.
I don't know any Ice Cube. Sorry.
No, you do. You got Ice Cube. You can always make more for free.
No, I was talking about the musician. Weren't you talking about the rapper?
No, I
Yeah.
was talking Ice tea.
How about Vanilla Ice?
Nobody ever wants to talk about that guy.
No.
You saw that movie. I know you did.
What?
he
Cool
go-
Runnings?
Cool as ice.
He goes. I believe he prefers bipolar now.
Oh, is that his performing name?
Yeah, something like
He's
that.
not going by Van Winkle?
No.
If your name is fucking Van Winkle,
Really, you won't need to take on another name.
like, you just make that work for you somehow. Like, you know, and I'm not saying lean
Really,
into it.
he was a rapper. He just named himself Rap Van Winkle.
I mean, come on.
Come on, stop, collaborate, and listen.
Collaborate. So,
Vanilla with the 9.
Because I in my head was going too. I was like, why with these Vanilla Ice lyrics? I have to stop.
Because
stop.
you couldn't fucking get away with away from that song.
Oh my God.
And then we had Go Ninja Go, right after that shit. Remember that?
Bring up Go Ninja Go.
Because
no?
right after that, it bled right into that Turtles film, the sequel, the Ooze,
Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze. Thank you.
Yes.
And he got
so mad right now.
the ninja rap came from that shit.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Right.
Go
you,
Ninja,
Ed.
go
And then
Ninja,
MC
go.
Hammer said, "I'm going to do the Addams Family."
Right.
They do what they want to do.
Is
say
that
what
is
they
that
want
always
to
going
say.
to go down this lane?
The Addams Family.
And then Prince killed it with Bat Dance.
Yeah.
And then no more.
That was before.
Well,
I-
that's
well,
where it should stop.
I just found out today MC Hammer had his own football team.
Wow.
That's why he's broke.
The 91 Falcons, too legit to quit.
That's why he.
That's it. That's it.
They had him on the sidelines, and he was just doing that, like doing sign language to the audience.
Too legit.
Too legit to quit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Music hits me so
Yeah.
hard.
They got killed by the Redskins in the playoffs.
Oh, well, you know, it's a shame all those guys died.
He got killed by the 27 houses he bought.
Yeah, let him do it.
Yeah, well, he gave all his money to his old neighborhood, and he was just throwing it around, giving people money.
And 27 houses.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
All right.
I figure I know how to do this.
All right. Why?
what
You
are you
want me to
doing,
just
Ed?
throw it to you?
Yeah.
And you'll take it?
Yeah, I think I can do this.
Should I announce it in?
Yeah.
I'll announce it in.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first annual Wicked Theory Derby.
Why don't you just do it like John Crandall at this point? Welcome to the Wicked Theory Derby.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual Wicked Theory Derby.
Somebody scraped that kid off the road.
Someone scraped that poor child off the road. Head went everywhere. Take it away, Ed.
All right. Lining up, ready to go. And they're off. And Ash vs. Kentucky Derby has a good leap out, but Thanos demands silence, is quickly pushing him into the corner. Incredible Horse is lagging behind. And then here comes Dare Horse, is moving up the speed towards the middle of the pack. We have Man of Steel and Superman's Mustache, which have high expectations, but are quickly lagging behind in the race. Picking on Aquaman is coming up from the rear, followed by Back to the Future Past and Daddy's Little Leia. Here coming into the last swing, we have Leave Her Alone, You Bitch, making a pass, and then Spartan's Rage directly behind. Now coming in close, The Thing with Uncle Jay is moving forward, followed by Hail to the King, and it's Hail to the King, Moral Imperative. Hail to the King, Moral Imperative, and then out of the run, Kessel's Run comes to take it.
Yes, I'm glad I just threw it to you. Yes, bravo, Ed.
bravo, Ed. Bravo. Well done.
Whew. I thought about that earlier on when Ed was like, when Jay Palmer,
Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, George, Steve,
Elvis.
Tom, Dave, Bill, it was his idea, like, let's do geeked up horse races. I was like, wait, then we got to do it like read them off like they're running. And he was like, oh, yeah. And then, good job, Ed. That worked out great.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Glad I could help.
I'm glad you did something around here.
Wow.
And now a live reading from Chapter 7.
Jonesy.
Jonesy's. What is the name of the book again? Jonesy's.
9 Lives of the Nostromo.
Jonesy's 9 Lives of the Nostromo.
Jonesy leaves the litter box
Meow, 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 meow.
and sees a face hugger.
I like that I was gonna like it's better. Yours is better because like I was gonna go like meow 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 like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and then you were just like no, just like meow.
It's a Jonesy impersonation. Wow.
What's next? The cat stuck on the walls in the original Fly?
That had more echo to it.
A little bit. A little bit. See, where is that damn cat?
Yeah,
Don't worry about the cat. Don't worry about the cat.
Wait, are you talking about the Jeff Goldblum or the Vincent Price?
No.
The original.
No.
Vincent Price.
Because in the Jeff Goldblum it was a orangutan or chimpanzee.
Something turns itself inside out.
Yeah.
Something gets turned inside out.
Yeah.
But in the other one, the cat just doesn't come back.
And
it's just not in the other machine. And it's like, oh, I thought it would teleport. Guess not. Where is it? I don't know.
invisible or something.
It's in this other world.
Yeah.
It's in this, like another. It's in neither dimension, and it's like there's a female, and she's like a lady, I should say, and she's like, where is the cat? You know,
Where is the cat?
Where is the cat? And he's like, don't worry about the cat. I can't find it. It's been disappearing on me. I can't track it down.
But that is kind of like, with Jonesy, where is
Yeah.
the fucking cat?
Right. That's a fair
You
question.
know what I mean? Where is he?
That damn cat.
Little love for Jonesy this episode. That's nice.
That damn cat. All right. Moving right along swiftly.
Cash!
No, meanwhile.
I'm just yelling cash.
I know.
That's right, boy.
Oh, wow. Blast from the past.
Wow, we're getting wily this episode.
Ooh, it's getting crazy. We're in the home. We must be in the home stretch.
I might have to start drinking soon.
You want some of this?
Yeah, I'll just drink yours.
I'll pour you one.
We
Remember,
probably have
take it
we
easy on the
probably have
cough
the same
medicine.
strain of HPV. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably. It's a tri-state area.
Wow.
If you're running into my brother's
I don't know,
friends,
dude. He was in Newark, which is very, very colorful. these
yeah,
days.
but like he hangs out at conventions.
I wouldn't necessarily call Chiller a convention. It's more like a
Oh,
thing.
it's okay.
It's more of a gathering of like-minded people.
I'll go with Jack. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's just a thing. It defies true definition.
It's almost like if you have Comic-Con people go there, they'll leave at a certain time because what happens afterward, once it turns 7
You can
o'clock,
feel it ticking. It's
you
like
can feel the creatures come out at night.
it's like I smell smoke. You smell smoke. Yeah, we should go. We should probably go.
But I know Bob because they play, there's bands there, you hang out, it's a
Right,
good
right,
time.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Take Bob.
Well, I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays. Let me know what's going on.
Well, it's twice a year. It's
And it's on a
it's,
weekend.
it's the last weekend of
Well,
April
give me a heads up. I'll get a day off.
and the last weekend of October. You know
I
what
need
I mean?
2 weeks. 2 weeks notice if I got to use
Just
vacation.
gotta
time.
remind him. Just gotta remind
We'll
him.
have fun. It'll be like the old days, man. It's gonna be like 1989 all over the.
Yeah, except if you try and do something you used to do in 1989, something breaks
Maybe not. Well, there's
on
a
your
lot of
body
things breaking.
instead of like furniture.
You guys are gonna have to do some limbering up.
You just sounded like Mickey Rourke in Sin City, like the old days.
The all or nothing days.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna love it. All right, so let me kick it off real quick. If anybody hasn't caught it yet, Barry.
Gib.
No, just Barry.
Oh, the Bill Hader thing.
The Bill Hader
I've been
show.
I'm so behind on my TV watching.
I think you were the kind of guy who would take it pretty hard.
Tell me Henry Winkler is amazing. Please.
Henry Winkler is
that's what you've
fucking
been.
amazing.
That's what you've been watching.
Yeah. So Bill Hader is a hitman, which is an odd pairing to begin with, but he's like a guy who kind of like served in the army, and he ends up kind of falling into like hitman stuff. So he's been doing that, but he's kind of like, he's kind of tired of it. And the guy he gets assignments from, his friend that is like his dad's buddy or whatever. I say, well, look, we're gonna get out of this soon. Don't worry,
He's one of those guys.
It's one of these situations where, like, am I done paying my debt? Am I done? Is this the last job? Like, you keep telling me this is the last job. He's like, oh, we'll just, you know what? Fly out to California, take out this big guy. We're gonna get paid a lot of money from these Chechens, and we'll be pretty good. We're gonna wrap up. We'll be pretty good. We'll be pretty good. You looking at the cast list?
Stephen Root?
Yes.
Stephen Root.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Anything he's in, like, they should put him at the front more because he's one of those guys who will save a shitty movie. Like him and Kevin Pollak.
So who's Stephen Root? Because the name is not familiar.
Monroe Funches.
Oh, that guy on his show. Yes. Yeah. He's in that. But that's not where it ends, Ed. So let me just throw this out there. So basically, finish the setup. Is basically that like the guy he goes to kill, like he's tailing him for a little while just to get to know his schedule, and the dude goes into an acting class, And Bill Hader gets tired of waiting, kind of like goes in to just like peep it out, and gets pulled into the class. And as much as he sucks, like he gets bitten by the bug.
Right.
So now he wants to stay in L.A. And so it's going to be like, that's like the gist of it, right? Like it's a hitman staying in L.A., trying to figure out, like, kind of make this work and all. But it's very funny. And the guy who plays Victor Zsasz on Gotham,
Okay.
the guy, he's got
Anthony
alopecia,
Carrigan.
he's got no eyebrows, he's bald, like in real life. He plays one of the Chechnyans. And if you thought he was kind of fun and goofy on Gotham, because that's the one thing I realized, oh, they're letting this guy be funny now. Like he's really good on Gotham. He's like a highlight on Gotham sometimes. Like like he's great on this. He's great on this. He's got the fucking accent, bro. And like, you know, the Chechnyans are kind of like two bumbling idiots a little bit. And it's a lot like, bro, no, just fucking, you know, it's all cool. It's all cool. No, I know you fucked up the other job, but now you do this job. And, you know, it'll be okay. We you know, we got Funchies tied up. We
Kind
won't
of like
kill
the
him.
bad guys in Home Alone.
A little bit, maybe not as probably around about the same. Now I think about it, but it's a lot of fun. I didn't think I was gonna binge right away, but they're half an hour, so like I think I'm up to like episode 5, and I actually slowed down because I was catching up to the live run of episodes, but it's definitely worth it, man. And I had a lot of fun. It's you know, it's trying to do its own kind of thing. It's not about being hysterical, like every like jokey joke sitcom joke. It's like HBO kind of like joke stuff. You know what I mean? And Henry Winkler is great in it as this guy. He's kind of like a guy who never kind of worked out for him, really. You know what I mean? But he's got a book. You know, everybody can buy the book. Come to the classes. Okay, and it's like, okay, now you know, if because you know Barry ends up in that first class, and he's like, okay, all right, I okay, so this counts now as your free lesson. If you're going to show up next week, you got to have a check, okay? You got to have the check. If you don't have the check, don't come, okay? You want to buy the book? Buy the book. You know what I mean? This kind of thing. So he ends up buying the book, and it's got like, I think the episode titles are these like bullshit actor lesson quotes from the book. So it's like, always be this, or always do that. And it's like, it sounds actory. But maybe it's like a play on it. So it's very good. It's very good.
I heard Bill Hader in a handful of podcast interviews when he was promoting this, and my favorite story from that is his Henry Winkler story, where he just basically like when he started Henry Winkler in real life, if you never, is so sweet, like the sweetest guy you'll ever meet. Right. And he said he's on set and he has to criticize someone, and he's like trying to be, you know, really like pointed and be like, hey, if you could do this a little better, and you're really not trying here. And like, Hader said they had to take him aside and say like, no, Henry, you have to yell at her. You have to like really, really.
I know
scream at her.
I know what scene.
And like, there's a point where like a light went off in Winkler's eyes, and he went to the director and says, "Oh, so I'm playing an asshole."
Right.
He said, yes. And then he just unleashed on this woman.
Right, yeah. Well, let me tell you, like, he turns it on her. Because he hits them all with that shit right away, where it's like, you're nothing. Like, this is never going to work for you. You should just leave. Like, you know, and you can't really tell if it's like, how much of him is being genuine because he can in that moment as like a person, like, oh, I can shit on you right now and just say it was tough love kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
In the end, it's like, you know, it's like that fine line, but at that point, he's really like digging into her. And it works, but like he's just fucking, he's funny. He's great. And it keeps getting better, I think, as they kind of like, because HBO puts those little snippets of like just a Bill Hader and the producer talking about the episode.
Oh, yeah.
And you can hear from the two of them that they're finding certain things as they're going. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, once we realized we could do that, then, like, you know, the show really opened up. Because, like, in episode 2 or 3, like, we go into Bill's head a little bit. We see this little fantasy scenario he's got about this girl. And it's just so ridiculous. And it's like, we realized we could have a whole nother little layer of fun as long as we don't use it too much.
Yeah.
You know, not make it a crutch. Like, we can go there once in a while. But I really recommend it for people. People should check it out. If you're looking for something funny or if you're wondering about that, I give it a thumbs up and a half.
All right.
How about that?
Henry Winkler's he's always like serviceable when he comes out of. I think even like his return in Waterboy.
Right. Yeah,
He's
that's what I mean.
great in Waterboy.
Oh,
When
my
he
God.
gets, it's a classic movie for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
The quarterback fakes to the right. No. He fakes to the left. No. He doesn't fake. He thinks about faking. He pretends to fake. I don't know where I am.
When he's and that's the kind of guy he is in this too.
Yeah.
Where he's a little bit like, I got it all under control. No, I don't.
Not quite.
No, I don't. It's a lot of the laughs. Oh, and the best bit. I really should probably give it away, but like, so like, Bill Hader, has to do a killing. Let's just leave it at that. And so there's like some cops that are looking into it. The cops are no better than anybody else in this show. They're bunch of morons too, But so they come asking questions, and Winkler's gets the hots for the lead detective, female, black, who's around his age,
Okay.
not up as much as him, but he's got a thing. And she's constantly got to be, don't even talk to me. This kind of like thing. And then eventually they find, there's a little kinky nugget. That kind of thing. Like, where she realizes, so you like being kicked in the nuts. and you can't see me do it, but they're at a booth in a restaurant. He goes, and he puts his arms up and leans back, he just opens his legs underneath the table. So if she wants to step on his balls, she can.
The way you just spread your arms, and only Henry Winkler can pull that move.
Because it's that thing where he's like, go ahead. It's a physical, go ahead.
Because my parents watched that show. What's the one about the doctor in the Hamptons?
I don't know. It sounds really shitty from that description. Is it CBS?
But he plays the dad on that.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about The Good Doctor?
Ooh, maybe that.
No.
I'm not watching it.
No, but that's current. That's current. I know that's current.
Yeah.
It could be it.
Or is it the one that used to be on USA where the guy was like...
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
I forget the name of that show.
God damn you, IMDb.
Is it in Alaska? I think that's
No,
Northern Exposure. I think that's off. I think that
the guy plays a doctor who he gets licenses is like suspended.
Royal Pains.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah,
Right, and he's like an out-of-touch character on that as well?
Yeah. Basically, doctor gets fired from his job, and then his brother is a creative accountant, decides to set him up with a private as a concierge doctor in the Hamptons.
Right. I think this episode's going to run a little long.
Yeah.
All right, so just looking at the time right now.
Cobra Kai.
Here we are, kids. Do or die,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai. Sweep the leg.
Yeah.
Do it for Johnny? No, that's the wrong movie. Do it for Johnny.
Right actor, wrong movie.
It might be the right thing if you're kicking Johnny in the face.
Right. That's true. Do it to Johnny.
Yeah.
Do it to Johnny.
Crane kick Johnny.
Oh, Bob and Jay both saw this.
Yeah. Bob, Jay, myself.
Yeah. Well, I saw two.
Yes.
I
saw one
actually
and two.
found the rest, and I'm going to get to them. I think
Right.
probably when we're flying
to Florida.
Florida.
Is it worth subscribing? Is that alone worth subscribing to YouTube Red?
No.
But if it
But
was on
it's-
TV, it would definitely be a must see.
Yeah, I'd be watching it every week. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If I was already subscribed to YouTube Red, I'd be like, oof, thank God something good came along.
I'm on their
Yeah,
free
it's actually-
subscription.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, think about
Cool.
it.
You can binge it.
It's because you can sign up for Red
You
for
can
like
sign
30
up
days.
for it
It's
for
free,
30
right?
days, and then you
can cancel.
cancel if you're not digging it.
So did it get you?
I binged it all.
But I'm saying, but that's why you signed?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, bro, I was loving it.
Yeah, I was really impressed too because this is something that really could go deep into the 80s kitsch and all that. But they've towed a line
Just enough,
and created a balance, kind of a yin and yang thing almost kind of going on with Johnny and Danny.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because they're almost changing places and
The roles are
the
kind
roles
of
are kind of
switching back and forth.
You know.
Here's the thing with this.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
now,
'cause here's the thing. Me and Bob are only 2 episodes. You've
Okay.
binged it all. So just contextualize for that.
I'll try to because
Fair
I'm trying to figure off where it left off, but I'm not going to really mention any
Spoil
spoilers.
stuff. I got you.
What I want to say is this: we all got a kick of how the Danny LaRusso is the villain, is the real villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a kick at.
There's a meme kind of thing
But
going
the
around.
fact is this: you know what I mean? When you get, did you get to the point where he talks about that? Or is that deep? It might be deep.
No, that might
Yeah.
be deeper in.
The
It's
second
gotta be-
episode ends when Danny Russo comes into Johnny's dojo because he finds
The
out
first
about
time,
it the
and he's
first
like,
time.
Yeah.
around.
Okay.
And, yeah, that's how.
Well, they touch on it. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
But realistically, when you can pick apart that YouTube video, because it's almost like You know, all right. Well, you know, not for nothing, but you did gang up on this kid with five of your buddies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
you're really gonna kill this kid and whatnot. And you say, oh, but he did this and he did that. And the fact is, they try to play that card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact is that, you know, Johnny is such a douchebag that you realize that he is the real fucking villain, even though you're feeling sorry for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but you were kind of a douchebag, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
But that kind of goes on both ways in this show, doesn't
in
it?
this one, yes.
Because Danny, he thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's
he's
on the
a-
wrong. He's on the wrong side of the situation.
Right.
But at the same time, it looks like, and don't go too far into this. It looks like he's going to be training the bad kids and kind of bringing them around to being good kids. And the good kid that Johnny is training is going
Right.
to end up being a bad kid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because Johnny's still a douche.
Right.
So even though Johnny is like kind of like the sympathetic person in the story, and Danny's not, which is kind of a nice flip to start with.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, then you have this whole. I lost my
Well,
train of thought.
where the students now are reversed
right,
in a way.
right. You get that.
The kid who's naturally
Right.
like a nice, sweet kid is
Right.
training under Johnny the Dick.
Right. So you
and vice
at the
versa.
end you even get Danny, even though Danny is like on the bad, even though he's the bad guy in this. He's a good guy because he's doing good. He's doing good with these
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's
Danny's-
not. He's the bad guy. He's not the bad guy like in the original movie.
No,
who's
no.
really just like mind wiping these kids. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And here's the thing. I really want to answer this.
Yeah.
But I can't because
Well, here's-
you guys.
Well, let
you
me
guys
let me
haven't
throw
seen
my
it.
spin into
Right,
that a little bit.
right,
I feel like the thing that's setting up is that like as much as it's like like Johnny's the clear cut douchebag. It's like, well, Danny's a douchebag sometimes too, and it's because of like his status and his ego and where he's at, a little chip on his shoulder. But it's really, I think, the story a little bit about too, Danny just unraveling a little bit because of it. At least that's what the preview seemed to
Right.
show. Like,
Right.
like the wife being like, "Oh, it seems like he's really gotten under your skin since this dojo came back," and it's like becomes this thing like he almost gets self-obsessed about.
Right.
Because for him too, as much as he thought that door was closed, it only took this to like reopen it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like this. I'm an adult now, harping on some shit from back when I was young for
Right.
both of them.
Right.
So it's just two different variations of the same like place as an adult, where it's like, oh, I never really let it go. I didn't have to let it go because I wrote it to success. But like all the bullshit comes right back once he comes back.
Right. Well, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Because that's why I think this is really nicely written.
Yeah, I think so,
Because
too.
it
Yeah.
touches on a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's almost like at the end of, you know what? She wasn't your girlfriend anymore. You know what I mean? You had a fight with her. You know what I mean? She wants nothing
Yeah,
to
he
do
says
with
that
you.
too. She wasn't your girl.
But they touch back on, oh, this guy, you know, I tried to get involved and then he sucker
Mm-hmm.
punched me. Yeah, but you were 5 dudes and you were picking on him.
You know,
of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also Cobra Kai strikes first.
Right.
Because Danny struck first. Now he's a prick.
Right. That's a good call.
Yeah,
That's a fair
I'm
call.
just saying,
Yeah,
like,
that's a fair
so
point.
there's a lot of crisscross.
Yeah.
And I think it's
yeah.
the beauty of it. I think it's probably the best show this year
Okay.
so far. And they
It's-
really.
well. I almost agree only because it's balanced. It's very smart in the way
Very
in the
smart.
way it balances everything.
Yeah.
Everything is extremely well thought out and planned out as to how they're going to balance all this stuff.
Now these ideas cross. Yeah.
like,
yeah,
you
because
want to
it-
bring back these characters.
Yeah.
You did it like this.
Yeah.
Now I want to fucking see it for forever.
Yeah. Now
You know
I just
what I
want to
mean?
follow
Yeah.
this for
It's
all.
almost like the 10
Writing-wise-
episodes. Why weren't they an hour? Because it's so fucking
Yeah.
good,
Yeah,
man.
writing wise, it's a home run.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and I almost wonder if they went to these two guys with this premise and had several scripts written, because you got to think that these two guys. They've kind of been, their whole careers kind of hung on this.
Yeah,
For one
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
it was basically all he did,
Yeah.
more or less. And the other guy, he's kind of stuck with it. It gave him a little success, but he was kind of pigeonholed the whole time. So
Yeah.
would they want to do this if you just went to them and just said, "Hey, I got an idea. I want to do this angle."
Well, that's why I thought it was great too, because that's almost like a meta angle on it.
Right.
Where it's like Johnny never found a real footing and success, and neither did the actor who plays
Right.
Johnny.
He kinda
And-
like-
and Danny kind of did,
Right.
even if it's not really much nowadays,
Right.
but he's still, you know,
Well,
he's relevant.
It's the changing of their
Yeah.
egos at the
Yeah.
moment from the
Right.
kick. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
His Johnny at that moment became a failure.
Yeah.
You know, and Danny, he became a success.
Yeah.
You know, so there's, you know, I think that although I think they kind of went a little too deep with Johnny, because it's like. And when you first see him laying on his bed in the first episode, and they pan back and show you the rest of his shit, and it's all shit that he had the day he got his ass kicked by Danny in 1985.
It's almost a little too on the nose
Yeah.
in a couple of moments in the pilot. Anyway,
I mean,
yeah.
he's still got an old CRT TV.
yeah. They throw him really. He's really
You know,
stuck. He's
still got the '85 Firebird.
Well, that's just it, though.
and that's
You know?
and I think that's what's fun about it too is
He's
that
stuck
like
there.
as much as like I think I heard somebody at my job was
The
like,
car would have been enough. I'm sorry, the car would have been enough to show that you didn't have to really go. I mean, like, because TVs die. I mean, even CRT TVs eventually die.
TV.
So
Yeah.
you got to buy something new.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
The
40
thing
years.
Well, the thing I will say is that the fact that the one thing is the Danny LaRusso as a villain was a good arc for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where it lies. At the end, you dissect that a little more. You realize Johnny was a douche. And the thing is like he never loses the douchebaggery, even though you kind of feel bad for him.
Right.
You know, his immediate instinct
It's still that
is
douchey
still to be
quality.
a douche
Yeah.
quality. And I think that there's just like when that second episode.
Finishes.
I went, oh fuck! I gotta fucking.
You pulled out your wallet.
I didn't pull out the wallet. You sign up.
You sign up. Yeah.
And you cancel like right away. But I binged that shit. It was 6 hours.
Yeah.
Boom. It was
Nice.
the best 6 hours of my life.
Wow. Wow. That's saying a lot. You've
No,
had a
it was-
lot of adventures.
It was so much. It's funny.
Well, you know what it is too. It's one of those things where it's that spot on. But that's what I was going to say about it. You know, I mean, is the comedy, like because the movies aren't inherently funny, but because someone else was giving me like I don't know, it's like it felt like it was being a sitcom, and I was like, it doesn't feel like a sitcom to me. It just feels like it's a little funnier than the movies were. But you got to remember the original movies have like funny, cute moments in them,
Right.
Because it's Miyagi and there's the language barrier and there's the training and there's all this kinds of stuff.
It became
So it's in
80s
there.
cliche too.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And there's a meta thing where it knows what it is. So
And it
it's
plays
funny.
on it.
It's not like a comedy straight, but it is a little bit more than the original was, but not by a lot.
No,
like it doesn't feel out of place.
They're going for slice of life humor.
Right,
Like
right,
you and I were talking.
Right.
You said that, right? It was, so it was slice of life humor as opposed to
Like-
sticky.
Yeah, sitcom,
sitcom-y
laugh
kinda
a
stuff.
minute. You know what I mean?
Now, do we get Martin Cove back?
Which is the teacher, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't want to spoil
Here's
anything.
the thing. Here's the thing. I just want to say
Is
this.
he alive?
This
first of all? Okay.
this kind
wasn't
of
sure.
thing. I mean, as much as the younger crowd will
Yeah.
probably get a kick out of it because there was a younger story being told.
Sure. Yeah.
You need to be our age to really grasp the feeling of watching it because it brought me
Yeah,
right back
yeah.
to 84.
Well, here's the
85.
thing. I'll say this: because those two characters are such the mains, even despite those kids being in the show, I don't think that the show is really demoed towards those kids. Like, I
Right.
really feel like it is aimed at us.
It is.
You know,
it is.
it's totally aimed.
It's aimed for the people that lived Karate Kid when it came out in '84.
Right, absolutely.
And I was there. I watched it. You know,
Right.
I saw them and everything. And you know, there is mentions of Kreese and Terry
Right.
Silver.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that fucking beat the shit out of.
Right.
You know, there's mentions of them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
Whether or not they pop up, let's not ruin that. But I think because they don't put him in the teaser at all.
Okay.
But I would suspect that if he doesn't pop up in season 1, maybe something will happen next time around. But
Just watch-
It
just
is
watch
it is a character that like you do feel like in your head like, well, if anybody's gonna pop up and be a scene stealer, it's gonna be that guy if he comes in. Like, you know what I mean? So
the one thing, I'm not really giving anything away. I'm just going to say that they are mentioned heavily.
sure.
Because Kreese is the guy that fucked him up.
Yeah, well, that's what I was waiting for too.
So
'cause
there's a lot of that.
I know that I felt like that's gonna come in the arc at some point where like you know it comes down to Johnny having to talk about his dealings with his sensei, like you know, and we get a little bit into like where's that guy these days? What did that guy in the end, outside of the fight in the parking lot, like where did their relationship end? You know
and
what I mean?
they mention a lot of it.
Yeah.
They mention all three of those movies and things
that was I was going to say because he plays a much bigger part in part 3.
Well, yeah,
priest.
because he
That's right. Oh yeah, that's
well,
right.
he faked his death,
Mm-hmm.
and Terry Silver came in.
Yeah.
And they're mentioned, and it's funny because not to give anything away, but he's like, so what is your relationship to Terry Silver? And he's like, I have no idea who that is.
That's his answer to like everything. That's what I love
I have
about him.
no
too.
idea what that is.
He's just like, he's got no shame in the fact that like he is who he is, which is like that quality that true douchebags have. Where
Right.
it's like, oh no, I know I'm a piece of shit, and I don't give a fuck. Like it's like that.
So you go, I
with
met
Danny.
some girl. She hot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's really not. Yeah, she hot.
How old?
Is she hot? Is she like the douchebag?
Yeah.
Like he brings
Yeah.
it back to douchebaggery.
Right.
Even trying to feel you know what?
can't.
Bravo, man. Stash.
I will stash 2 from only seeing his 2 episodes.
It's worth getting the 30-day free subscription.
This may be blasphemy.
All right.
I always.
And if it's that easy to do and cancel, I'll do it.
I loved all of those movies, but I actually think part 2 is probably my favorite.
No,
like,
the
I'm a
first
big
one.
fan of 4.
first one.
I'm a big fan of 4.
Oh, the next Karate Kid.
Yeah.
See, I was waiting. I was waiting for some kind of reference.
Or something
Or
from
maybe
that.
Hilary Swank make a cameo or some shit.
Season 2.
You know what I mean?
Season
You
2?
never know
You
because
never know.
this seems to be a big hit for you two.
Yeah,
right.
and it's self-referential enough that they'll probably find a way to maybe play into
if it
that
gets
a little
that, if it get because it seems to be it's becoming something big now.
Yeah.
If it does get that big,
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
yeah,
she walks in and kicks both their asses.
Yeah, exactly.
right, exactly. you
She was
know?
adorable too.
sure, absolutely.
Even though she did the 4th one and she won 2 Oscars, but we don't talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, she pretends that never happened. What karate movie? I was never in a karate movie. She's one of those, like
won 2 Oscars and then the next Karate Kid.
like what's this wrong with the sequence of projects here?
Well, Michael Ironside
Wait,
was in it, so that's
wait,
worth the
she
watch.
did that one after she got.
Well, the way that the movies
thought-
got released, in the order that they got released, that's kind of how it was.
He didn't want to do it anymore.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That I knew. I saw the 4th one.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was that bad a movie.
It,
either.
it wasn't bad. The fact is just that they thought that, well, maybe we should be a girl this time.
Yeah, which is
You know
fine.
what I mean? And
Which
it wasn't
worked.
well regarded theatrically,
Yeah.
but it's funny how he was kind of like this big 80s star riding the
Yeah.
wave of the Karate Kid. Here comes the one that nobody saw,
Yeah.
and she wins 2 Oscars.
Who knew? Who knew? How about that? It's like
She was cute and she
Yeah.
can act.
Yeah.
Hey, when he goes into a department store to buy a dress for her and he doesn't know her size,
Oh, Paul Miyagi.
that's funny.
That's funny
funny.
stuff.
Not-
Oh no, she like
no,
you.
No, she not fat. She not thin, but slender.
It's just like this hourglass.
I want to
thing.
say one thing. I got to
It's
say
a
one
little
thing.
Creepy, but not. It was weird.
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
We all know in '84 where Johnny's rolling a joint in the bathroom and he comes
Right.
in, puts the water hose
The
in
hose,
there, right?
Yeah.
And he's like saying, I'm sitting there minding my own business, and then this kid puts a water hose on me, and I go after him and kick his ass, and then he's got a sensei of his own and kick my ass. I'm like, technically, you were rolling a joint ready to go kick his ass
Yeah.
after the fucking fight.
Yeah.
So it's almost
Yeah.
like his point of view.
Right,
It was like,
right.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And it was 5-on-1.
Yeah. Right. Come on.
So, but it's funny to watch his point of view
Yeah.
on it. Brilliant stuff.
It's very well thought out.
All right.
What do you got, Ed? You got something?
Oh, so I got a podcast.
Oh.
Nice.
This one's called Behind the Bastards. It's from How Stuff Works. It's all about famous dictators.
Oh, okay.
It's this guy, Robert Evans, not the famed
Right,
dead
not-
movie producer.
With the gray tan.
Yeah, no,
Right.
this is a former writer and editor for Cracked.com.
Okay, sure.
Who just,
I think I know him.
as a hobby, likes to study, world dictators. And
Megalomaniacs.
he's learned all this random stuff about them, and he usually invites, like, a comedian or someone, like, there's only been, like, 2 main episodes up.
So that one I was just looking at on your screen,
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein, that wasn't a joke?
No, that's Saddam Hussein wrote
Oh,
wrote a handful of erotic novels over the
Yes.
course of his life.
Yes, that's true. I've heard that.
Yeah, and none of them were ever published. Thank God.
The man comes from a country where if you got a blowjob or received a blowjob, you get your head blown out.
That's why he never put him out.
So
We thought it was because they weren't good. He just didn't want to upset the
Yeah,
the
what
balance.
kind of erotic novel are we talking about now? We're talking about a guy who liked to kill people.
And thought ankles were sexy. Go on.
Really?
Yeah, so he basically goes through the history of each of these dictators, and then we'll slowly incorporate little stuff. Like there's a Zero episode that's only about 20 minutes long where he talks about the fact that Hitler was into like hipster fashion. He wore like weird kind of stuff, and he was really into farting, like truly.
Oh, it's a fetish.
Yeah, kind of like in the Leslie Nielsen way, but like he actually had horrible farting. And
He was like a flatulence problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thought it was hysterical.
Yeah,
a big
but
laugh out of it.
no one was allowed to make fun of it.
No, but we could all giggle about it being silly or not even.
Yeah, well, it was the kind of thing like he had these enormous farts, but he wanted no one to make any mention of it.
Oh, don't acknowledge it.
Oh.
But it was
Oh, yeah,
this.
The farts of the Fuhrer.
Yeah.
So did he have a guy who was hired just to walk behind him with a match?
You know?
Lighting matches?
Just to burn off the methane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking about World War II here. It's not like they had Glade.
That's true. It's true. It's true.
And also, but the two main episodes. One is Stalin After Dark, which if you see the movie The Death of Stalin, you see that he was a huge drunk. But like, he had these wild benders after a certain point in his life where he would invite all of the major people in his inner circle over.
Okay.
Because he didn't trust them, he needed to have them in front of them, and would just, they would just do nothing but drink for 6 hours every night.
Oh, like me?
Yeah.
I mean,
But
you
like,
know.
and tell these.
I mean, but not even for Jay. I mean, that's not that crazy.
Yeah, and then
Want a rum and coke?
yeah,
Yes, please.
Okay.
and then every night they do it over again. I'll take one too. But yeah, and Saddam Hussein is an erotic, wrote erotic novels, and evidently one of them got out because someone got their hands on a PDF and decided to publish it to let America
world know,
this
yeah.
is the kind of person you're going to war against.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, and the hard part was they're actually really bad novels.
Wow, I
they're
wouldn't
really
be surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that. I kind of doubt.
Yeah, broken English, no real experience with the kind of pornography that.
Bob thinks they're in English.
But one of his last acts,
Yeah.
and this is kind of a spoiler, but it's really funny to know. One of his last acts as president of Iraq
Yeah.
was to email a copy of one of his manuscripts to a literary critic for notes.
Oh, well, you know.
He was trying.
This reminds me of like the X-Files episode where you find out the smoking man like was trying to write like fiction and like was constantly getting rejection letters. I just picture Saddam Hussein getting these rejection letters and being like, "Well, I'm glad I didn't put my real name on it. Kill him." Like, you know, like anybody who sends him the rejection letter, you know that dude is dead.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, but he's setting them blind. You know,
Yeah,
he's setting them
yeah.
blind.
That's very smooth, Jay. Very nice. Thank you.
Very nice. Want a little rum, Bob?
That's pretty good, Jay. Did you put the aspartame in there? That's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Family recipe. That's gonna eat the insides of my sphincter. All right, so
Gotta get a little tuned up.
a little
That's me.
tuned up. So that's it for Ed. Jay, you saw this Rampage movie?
I did, yeah.
This with The Rock,
Yeah, I did. I actually
based on a ye oldie video game,
based on a true story.
based on a totally true story.
Yeah.
Was it as bad as I thought it would be
No,
from the trailer?
you know what it is? It's formula, and it works as far as big monster movies go.
Sure.
If you're a fan of that video game, you're gonna have fun.
Right.
know what I mean?
It's like, how are they gonna do this? I can't.
Oh,
like,
Exactly.
so it's Pacific Rim.
It's I actually enjoyed Rampage
More?
better than I enjoyed the Pacific Rim.
Well,
movie.
okay.
It's because Rampage knows exactly what it is.
Right, and has
You know what
fun
I mean?
with it. Finds a
and
way to
has
have fun with it.
Fun, you know what I mean? It's a big gorilla, a big wolf, and a big alligator wrecking fucking havoc. And you got Negan and you got The Rock having fun. What's wrong with that?
No, it sounds like a romp.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And the fact is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan basically plays like the Negan character with a cowboy edge to it. Like he's more of like that guy that came from the South.
Right.
And he's kind of like, old school cowboy guys.
I gotcha.
And stuff like that. And I just like really liked him.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? Because he's got like the best lines and shit like
Right,
that.
right,
and
right.
and they do an arc with him that I didn't expect.
Okay.
Too, you know what I mean? But it's so much like you go to the movies to have fun.
Yeah.
You sit down and it does just that.
Okay, because that's it seems like it was going for.
It is.
Like in the beginning, it was like, what are they going to do with this? And they were like, you know what? Not to like lean into it, but we know what we are, and we're going to have a summertime, like, you know, it's a blockbuster, explosions and a lot of crazy shit, but feels like something actually like you could bring kids to.
Right. You know what I mean?
You
That's
know,
something.
Despite the big monsters, it feels like a thing you can.
It's like if you have like your kids with you, you say, you want to have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
do that. And it's just, it reminded me of movies of the 80s like
Right.
that, except 80s movies kind of wished it looked like this.
Right.
Because it's
Sure.
so, you know, because it kind of, you know,
Yeah.
is very dialogue heavy. And it's far-fetched and it gets corny, but it's all that kind of popcorn fun that going to the movies
Yeah.
is all about. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I'm
Right.
kind of wondering how it's going to, because Jurassic World is coming out. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And that's been done over and over and over again.
Sure.
And it's almost like, well, this is kind of, you know, interesting and fun, and the wolf was cool.
And the wolf was cool.
So this is a nice, you know, stern cash for me. I enjoyed myself, and I think
Okay.
that anybody who puts it on and
We'll have
expects
fun. Oh,
is going to just have fun, especially people who played that video game.
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Because it's got a lot of like nods.
'Cause I played
straight-
that video
I
game.
played that video
Yeah,
game too
yeah.
for a while.
And it's almost like, oh yeah, oh
They found a
shit.
way to do that.
Yeah, oh,
yeah, stuff
fun.
like that.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. So that was a nice cash for me. What do I have in there now? I'm not even in the.
Avengers,
That's-
Infinity
Do
War.
I have that?
Please
I
tell
did
me
Cobra
that they
Kai.
like find items like as they're trying to like run for their lives that like are the equivalent of like power-ups from the game.
Well, it was almost like they had.
Not that like running around, oh look, here's a health pack. you
Well,
know,
here's the
but-
cure. You know what I mean?
right,
And
'cause
stuff like that. How are we gonna get it in there?
Yeah.
And how they get it in there is like,
Like straight out of the game?
game. No,
no.
It was a horrific surprise for me.
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, that's fucking great. And it was nice to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Malene Ackerman, who
Okay.
played the Silk Spectre.
oh right. Okay.
So the comedian and Silk Spectre are in it too, you know, kind of a
like
thing.
Them reuniting a little bit.
Which was kind of like open mind, because I thought that he was a dead-on comedian
Right.
in Watchmen.
Oh yeah.
Not to
Yeah,
bring
I
it
mean-
down with Watchmen, but yeah, I get you.
Not to bring it down. No, I just thought he was the
I'm just-
perfect. He was
Oh,
a
yeah.
perfect comedian.
No, he was.
I loved him in The Losers too.
I didn't
see The
yeah,
Losers. I
neither
still
did
didn't
I.
I wanted to. I heard it was good. I heard
Chris
it was really
Evans is in that.
I heard he kind of
Now
steals
ask
it, right?
me if
Yeah.
I own the film. Of course I do.
Yes, of course.
But I haven't watched it yet.
Fair enough.
But what did I say? Oh, Avengers: Infinity War. So I heard your little dance.
Our little dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had to go back and listen to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because
Our little episode
while it
without
was going
you.
on, I was going on my own Infinity War.
Yeah, you were having some adventures of your own
Yeah,
across time and
exactly.
space.
With
Yeah.
a lot of things,
So what'd you think of it, Jay?
mainly whiskey. I
Just slipping that in there.
what I think it's like a perfect comic book movie, man. This is what comic book movies
Yeah, I think
are
so.
all about. I'm gonna say this, and I spoke to you briefly about this.
Yeah,
before.
we only touched on it.
That the ending, because my friends, you know,
Yeah.
well, I had like, oh, that's brutal, and it's this and it's that,
Yeah.
and I just looked at it like things are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it didn't hit me
Right.
like it hit like most people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Like, that's-
because you like as you're among us here, we're all the kind of people who, when we see that stuff, we know exactly what it means because we've seen all that stuff before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not
You know
going to
what I mean?
hash too much into it because I'm on the same page with you guys. I just
Yeah.
it was well done. I think everybody had enough to do except for maybe Cap. I thought
Right.
that his role was kind of downsized
Yeah,
a little bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
do think that that's probably going to be more of a Cap movie going forward.
Probably.
Yeah, a
And-
little bit more, I think.
So my prediction is this: everybody's going to be back,
Yeah.
and we're going to get like one big or two big sacrifices here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the form of maybe Cap or Tony.
And/or. Yeah.
But the thing is, with those two characters, you have two fill-ins.
Who's your fill-in for Iron Man?
Well, would be War Machine.
yeah,
would
but
be,
that
would be
dude, that
Donald.
dude's.
Yeah, because
he's-
Rhodey. Don't forget, Rhodey did take over.
No, I'm not.
Iron
I'm not
Man,
trying to dismiss
yeah.
him. Normally, yeah, I would say that. I feel like the only thing is with him is that like.
You would still have an Iron Man, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have a guy in a
Yeah,
suit.
yeah, exactly.
You'd have a guy in a suit.
And you would probably have the Winter Soldier guy, Bucky,
Right, fall
be the
into-
captain or
yeah.
something, or something that kind of a secret agent or that
Government,
kind of
yeah.
thing, or keep that going.
pull that in.
I don't think Tony's going anywhere. I think that Robert Downey Jr. is still
He likes
cements
being,
everything together.
He likes being Papa
so
Bear.
my prediction is that Cap is going to give his life to bring those people back somehow with the Time Stone.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of with you, but I think after seeing it again today, I'm thinking now that it's probably going to be both of them.
I said that to him too. It might be both.
Because here's why. There's a moment in the movie where Doctor Strange says to Tony, "It has to be this way, Tony."
Yeah.
Right, and it's not the moment with the gem. It's an
Right.
earlier one. It forebodes something that you don't really notice the first time.
Gotcha.
And to me, when he said it after seeing it the second time, it seemed to be like it just felt like he was trying to tell Tony, like, there's a sacrifice to be made.
Right.
In the context of everything that was going on at the moment, I was like, yeah, it almost sounded like to me like Tony was going to die in the next movie.
Right.
It kind of felt like that with everything going on. That's what the message was supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, like, to me, what he's saying there is, like, I watched those 14 million ways, and the only way for us to win is for me to give over the Time Stone at that moment.
Right, but that's what he says later on when he
He's
does
talking
that.
about
I'm talking
conversation.
about before that.
Oh,
They
okay.
have an exchange
before
earlier
they
on.
even see Thanos. They're there waiting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In the same breath, I could also see Tony finding a way around it. Yeah, I found another way.
Yeah, I just did some techno stuff, and then
And so it's kind of like it leaves you.
Yeah.
But I do think Cap is going.
Yeah. So we know Captain Marvel's coming to the next one, and then
Yeah, which is cool.
and they're basically going to use her to stagger Thanos long enough for somebody to get the gauntlet and use it to unwind everything and then break everything up.
pretty much.
You know.
Love the Nick Fury motherfucker.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Had to get in there. And one thing I will say, because the third time I saw it,
Jesus Christ, Ed.
I think he liked it.
yeah, I'm going with my parents to see it again tomorrow.
Oh boy.
You convinced them, or have they seen it already?
Well, I can't be in a room. I can't be in the house with them if they haven't seen it. Like, it's ridiculous because I can't have open conversation. I'm sick of tiptoeing around.
Well, who's bringing it up? Is it them?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, kinda. Because I would feel like if you know they haven't seen it, you're just in the house. Like, I just had a random thought about Avengers. Where's Mom? Like, Mom?
She hasn't seen it. I can't talk to her about it.
Shit, Dad?
That's not what I talked to my mother about.
Well, maybe not you, but I probably kind of did too.
My mother tells me. You want to know what my mother says to me?
She tells you go fuck yourself.
No, my mother's actually very nice.
Okay.
She often says, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
Well, that makes sense, Jay.
You know what I mean?
We ask you that too, don't we? No, we've been wanting to. That's what it was.
me
We were
tell you
wanting to.
something.
Yeah, you're right.
You are me.
In a different timeline.
We need a different timeline. What kind of shit is that?
I'm just saying.
You're bizarro.
You
Uncle
zig,
Jay.
die, zag.
Yeah.
We started from the same 0 point.
So anyway,
Even Bob has elements of Uncle Jay in him.
Yeah.
Oh, we all got a little bit of you, buddy.
Are we
That
getting
shit
pizza?
spreads.
Are we getting Popeyes?
Popeyes is going to be close.
Anyway, the point I was making
Yes, Ed.
is at the very beginning of the movie, because one thing a lot of people were confused about is Thor kept talking about half his people were killed.
Oh, and we were kind of a little
and
confused on
that entire segment of the ship blew up. But the very first shot of the film is Thanos' ship, shooting a laser, and it looks like a piece of the ship broke off, and that's where Thor and Thanos were fighting.
Oh, okay.
So that wasn't the whole ship that was destroyed, just a part of it. And that other half of the ship that got away is probably where Valkyrie and Korg were.
Oh, okay.
Which is why we didn't see them in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I'm sure we'll get more of that in the next movie. We'll get that information, but that sounds about right.
But I do want to top it off by saying that I went to the dine-in theater to see it.
Okay.
With a nice little glass of 12-year scotch.
Okay.
Were they selling Avengers burgers?
No, they were selling Avengers drinks, though.
Mixed drinks?
See, the one thing AMC does at the dine-in theater, because they have a liquor license and they can have, is that they actually promote drinks based on the movie you're going to see.
Right,
like
sure.
they had one for Star Wars, they had one for It, they had one for...
and they charge you $4 more than they charge for the
Well,
other
no,
drinks.
because sometimes what they do is they'll put it in a really cool glass and you take the glass home.
Okay, that's
Nice.
cool.
That's a deal.
I have 17
Yeah,
glasses.
that's a deal.
Not surprised.
I did that for Justice League. They had some like really rancid lemon lime drink.
And you're like, but I want that fucking glass.
But I took a picture on Twitter of me
Nice.
like having a nice bottle of Macallan's.
Classy.
And it was
I
wonderful.
saw that. Yeah.
So, but I would like to go see this again. This is what comic book movies are about, my friend.
Okay,
this
fair
is
enough.
just like boom, 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 boom. So yeah, and the Russo brothers.
Not too bad.
One, I got to tell you something. You guys need to watch their first movie called Welcome to Collinwood.
Okay.
Right, that's the first time I've heard of these guys, and it's Sam Rockwell. Clooney's got a bit part in it too.
I'm in. Sam Rockwell, we're here.
Is the lead character, and it was a movie that didn't
Lead.
do very well, but I knew that they were something.
You could see it.
Not superhero wise, filmmaker wise.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when they went and did fucking Winter Soldier,
Well, these guys are like, these guys are kind of like just, phenomenal directors. I don't know what other term to give them,
Right.
but I watched a little bit
Welcome
of.
to Collinwood.
I forget if it's Wired magazine or Vanity Fair, but there's these video. One of the magazines does like these video series where when a movie comes out like the next week, they have the director in and he's got a marker and they play a clip on this table screen and he'll mark off stuff and tell you about a scene
Right.
on a tech level.
Right.
Usually that's what it's supposed to be. It's usually a little fluffy, but they had those two on. And a lot of the stuff that they were talking about, it's usually not a long clip. It's like a 7-minute clip. Was mentioning how like, when we worked in comedy, we learned when we worked on TV and comedy, we learned this trick here worked a lot better, and that's why these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they're just so versatile in general, and it's only gotten them better because like any true anybody who's worth their salt takes a lesson from anywhere and
Right.
makes good use of it. You know what I mean? But it was just interesting to see them, a team like that. You don't see a lot of director teams kind of like go that high up.
Because when I watched that film, I think it was Soderbergh and Clooney that gave them a shot. I think they were producers on it or something. And Clooney's got a cameo role in it. When I saw it, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, this is good. This is kind of like the movies that I like. You know what I mean? Like kind of a caper movie. I want to say, I haven't seen it in a while, but I want to say it was Rockwell, William H. Macy, Isaiah Washington, and
Somebody else who's amazing.
You got Luis Guzman and Michael Jeter.
yeah, those guys.
Derek Jeter's brother.
Okay. So, all right. So, Infinity War.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Stash.
Thumbs up.
Stash
Thumbs up
of
in
the
your
highest
stash.
order. Probably the best comic book movie to date.
Those who don't know, Michael Jeter was the bad guy in Air Bud.
Everybody knew that.
Yeah, everybody saw Air Bud.
He's also the guy that gets fried really bad in the Green Mile.
Oh man, that was the worst.
You remember that?
What was the question? What was that?
He's also the guy that gets fried really hard in the Green Mile.
yeah.
I was
Okay.
supposed to dip the sponge. You son of
Oh, there's that guy again. Fucking Hutchison.
Yep. Can't get away from
Percy.
Percy.
Yep.
All right. So.
Good, brother.
Oh my God. I can't. That's a prison. That's a Punisher Warzone reference.
You look really good, brother. Look what they did to your face. You're ugly now.
Like he just says all that shit to him. He's like, "Shut up! Don't look at me! Don't look at me! I'm ugly." The worst two fucking New York guys ever. Meanwhile, it's the Punisher movie like I love the most because it's the best Punisher. But like, if I could take those two guys out, the bad guys, nice.
See, I kind of wish that Ray Stevenson had a run.
I wish he had like one more movie. Like, at least we get like another round of that.
It's very Garth Ennis.
Oh, it's more than the Garth Ennis stuff is supposed to be on the other movie.
I heard Patton Oswalt. I think it was Molten on Movies this week. Patton Oswalt was, or maybe it was Gilbert
other
Gottfried's Amazing
some
Colossal
other podcast.
podcast.
Okay.
But he was singing Punisher Warzone with very high praises.
Yeah.
Saying it was the last time, like, Marvel went to someone and said, give us something like really dark and edgy, and they actually delivered on that and went, no, this is not what we wanted.
Right, that's exactly Marvel's reaction at that time. At that time, that's basically, like, oh, that's more than we were ready for. Let's not get too deep, but go ahead.
But the thing is Jigsaw was a character I wanted to see.
Oh, sure.
And he kind of overdone it.
Well, that's the problem. Like, you know what I mean?
And he's really a good actor.
He is, and so's the
I mean?
other guy. But they're just both, like, leaning so hard into the bit. It's like, I think someone told you this was a comic book movie, and you went too far with that in your headspace. Like,
Because
you
everything
know?
else is grounded.
Everything else is so grounded, and that's the thing. They're too high of a contrast with that kind of performance. Where it's like, oh my God, I'm fucking Frankie Gabaladuno from 33rd and 3rd. Like, you might as well be doing that, spitting a pizza pie in one hand, and fucking, like, you know, hailing a taxi in the other or something.
Can I
How much
petition-
more New York City could you be?
I should be Jigsaw.
Yeah, I mean, you are kind of fucked up, Logan.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
you.
you.
You know, it's because of the natural.
I ain't that
looks.
fucked up, Logan.
Nah, you look like your face is a puzzle. You know, like already.
That's Dominic West, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
is-
he's a good actor.
He was almost James Bond.
See, he probably came in doing it like a Jigsaw impression.
He was in that Boo guard in fucking Phantom Menace.
Try this again.
And another thing. And another thing.
And let me tell you something else about the thing we were talking about. How about this Ben? This Benny Livewire.
Yeah, he's a good man.
How about this guy?
Benny?
This guy now coming in with the first email of the week every
What did he
week.
say?
Says, hi, Wicked Theory. What is your favorite film by these directors? And guys, let's not go too long. I said that.
I don't appreciate it.
I know. I don't want to put a cap on anybody. Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, Martin Scorsese. Favorite film? Give me one per, if you can. Steven Spielberg, Cameron, Scorsese.
I already got it.
Okay.
Pardon me.
So Spielberg,
Spielberg?
Spielberg.
Let me start with Scorsese. Raging Bull.
Okay. Cameron.
Aliens.
Sure.
And Spielberg, I gotta give it to. Oh, this is hard because I'm leaning Jaws, but I can't deny Raiders of the Lost Ark, man.
Raiders takes it.
Deny Raiders. So yeah, probably Raiders, man.
All
'Cause
right.
that's just perfect.
Sounds good. That's a good list. Ed Scorsese.
Scorsese would be Goodfellas.
Okay.
Um,
Cameron.
Cameron would be Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Sure. Spielberg.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, good.
Nice choice.
Bob, feel like taking a swing at these?
What was the question again?
Favorite film by each of these directors?
Okay. Well, Cameron is Terminator.
Sure. Original. Nice.
Yes.
Spielberg?
Spielberg. Wow. I mean, how do you pick?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
and they're
Spielberg.
all like, you know.
I could go all the way back to Close Encounters.
That's a good one, too.
But I think I gotta say E.T. because I was young enough. Well, I wasn't too old for that movie when it came out. You know.
Sure.
That's what I think overall. I think that's a really good one.
Scorsese?
Scorsese. See him. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's a
everything
lot
he's
of
done.
mob stuff. Probably Raging Bull, maybe.
Nah, I didn't see Raging Bull.
Raging Bull's
Goodfellas.
Okay, fair enough. I'd say Goodfellas for Scorsese as well. I'd probably say The Abyss for Cameron, because that's a movie like I was just really into.
Really?
That's a respectable
Yeah,
pick.
I
You
know. I know.
I
You know
dig it.
the fuck ups that were in that movie.
Yeah, but
right?
that's kind of like one of the things that we talked about. That like what's one of the things that's kind of like
They were fixed.
they were fixed, and it was part of the. I knew too much about the process and stuff like that, and that's kind of like one of the things
Yeah,
that
Ed
endears it
Harris
to me.
wanted to
Kill him,
his
yeah.
ass.
They wanted to kill him and all kinds of fun stuff
You know,
behind the
there's
scenes.
something I gotta say.
And then,
Oh, go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
because you know,
I'm sorry.
we powered through for
I'm
everybody.
sorry.
Spielberg, I will say something he probably did in college that I've never seen.
Amblin.
Oh, Amblin.
Yeah, this is Amblin
Yeah.
stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just Amblin, was that the name of the movie? No. I'll say E.T. Because everything else is amazing. It's a similar situation like what Bob's saying. It's like, it's all great stuff. Like, how do you fucking pick, really? Like E.T. or Gump? Was Gump him?
No,
No, that was
Zemeckis.
Zemeckis.
No, it was Zemeckis.
Zemeckis.
That's
Okay.
Spielberg light.
That's next week's email, I guess. I don't know.
Real quick, and the thing is because you guys mentioned Goodfellas, all three of you did.
Fair enough. That's true.
The thing is that Raging Bull, Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, and Mean Streets are like my favorite movies ever,
Sure.
Yeah.
and The Empire Strikes Back. But the thing is like when I say Raging Bull as like number one, Goodfellas is stamped at number two, but it's stamped on top of Raging Bull
Yeah.
because it's like, you know, kind of like right there. Like when I watch Raging Bull, I'm like, oh, this is the best. I watch Goodfellas, oh, that's
Yeah.
the best. Then you watch Raging Bull again, and I'm like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And
Yeah.
it's a hard sell. It's like, what is just great.
Yeah.
Because like Raging Bull is like you have that eternal question afterwards. did she sleep with him? Did she, and you're like, you get, like, I've seen people come to blows over that question.
Well, the thing is this. If you're Joe Pesci, no. I did not sleep.
Definitely did not.
This lunatic is on top of you.
Yeah.
Right.
And did you fuck my wife? No. That's all you need
How
to
could
say.
you ask me that? How could you ask me that?
You don't do
And you
that.
know, and he's the kind of guy who knows full well anybody who answers a question with "How could you dare to ask me
Oh, you
that?"
fucking did
means
it.
that you did it. Because anybody who didn't do the thing they're accused of would immediately deny the thing.
To be fair, the way that movie is done, it's evident that he didn't, and the reason why is because at the end you realize that Jake LaMotta was a victim of his own
Psychosis, his ego-driven
psychosis.
Yeah.
That you can understand that he regrets
Yeah.
almost everything he did to him,
Yeah.
him and his family. He
And
fucked
it's-
it all up.
Yeah, and it's not like out of character for him to throw something as obnoxiously brained as that question, because he's been like that the whole movie with the wife.
Right.
Like,
So
when he's
to
on
answer
top
your
of her,
question,
yeah.
no.
No.
No. All right. Speaking of questions, who's your favorite Sith Lord? This one's coming from Agent Palmer in honor of, May Day. May the 4th be with you, that thing, and then Revenge of the 5th.
That's not the same as Mayday.
No, it's not. I know. I was kidding. But
That's back to the Behind the Bastards podcast.
right, that's some international history stuff. But favorite Sith. If you had to pick one Sith.
There's only one to pick. It's Darth Vader.
That's a fair point. There are others, but
See,
he does get top dog
yeah,
sometimes.
for me, if you'd asked me this question before they made episodes 1, 2, and 3,
Right.
then it's Vader.
Gotcha.
Since we got to see how much of a bitch Vader was,
Kind of brought him down a little bit for
oh,
you.
big time.
Gotcha.
It's got to be Palpatine.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
That's
got to
good.
be
Good.
Palpatine.
Hey, if anybody made shit happen, it was that dude.
And he made Vader.
I'd take Darth Maul over Palpatine.
Jay?
I got to go with Vader because I feel that the Anakin we got in the prequels was bastardized by George Lucas's own bullshit. So
Fair way to put it.
I don't believe that when those movies were in production and they started, that we were going to get a whiny bitch in the in the beginning of that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I go by the original trilogy's Vader.
Fair enough. That's
you know what
fair.
I mean?
It's all
Okay.
to be taken subjectively.
As a two, you know what I mean? I still think that Darth Maul was a really cool character that they
Yeah.
dropped the ball on.
Yeah. And I'm going to say Darth Maul, just in despite of all that, because he had a cool face.
An honorable mention, I really love Christopher Lee,
We did not ask for honorable mentions.
but I'm giving you the honorable mention.
I'm fucking with you, Star Wars
That's
boy.
all right. I got to give it because I thought
right.
Christopher Lee. I thought that was really cool.
I thought it was brilliant
making him-
casting.
Yeah, to make him, and he's one of the things to watch in those prequels.
Yes.
is Christopher Lee.
Guess what? We got an email here from a lady, female on the floor.
Hey.
Everybody behave, okay?
Okay.
It's from Steph.
Hey, Sammy.
Oh, that's Frankie
so-
Maguire's girlfriend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a big fan
that's
of it.
baby.
don't
That's
tell
baby
Palmer.
doll. That's baby doll.
She got into a huge spat with Palmer on
Oh,
Twitter
no.
this week.
Oh, no.
So, because she wants DC TV Report to watch Batman the Animated Series over the summer,
Right.
and Palmer will not fucking shut up and keeps insisting that it has to be Darkwing Duck.
He's still running with that gag?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny,
Well,
though.
like, he's run it to the point where, like, he's annoyed Steph about it so much that they've had these, like, I feel like
It's become a
we
real
should
argument.
not be privileged to these conversations.
that I should not be tagged on this anymore.
Yeah, and the best is that Dan,
Oh, my
from
God.
Contradict Dad, is
Past
like
guest.
poking his head and going, "Go on."
I'm enjoying the show. Continue.
So I hope they're okay. But what is that?
So she says, hey, yous guys. Summer's finally hit the Valley of the Sun. It's triple-digit weather in Phoenix. While summer may still be around the corner for you, I have some summer-related questions. What are your summer preferences, flip-flops or tennis shoes? That's sneakers for us out here. So flip-flops or sneakers, shorts or jeans. That'll do it for me, fellas. Take care. Your pal, Steph. She wants to know about our fashion choices.
All of the above.
I wear sneakers year round.
Yeah.
Sneakers and jeans.
Yeah. This whole wearing flip-flops anywhere other than the beach does not work for me.
No.
And I feel like it's not really socially acceptable because toes should be like
Covered.
covered for 90% of the fucking public, and that other 10% is going out somewhere, and it's a lady, and she has open-toe shoes, and that's okay. She's groomed them, she's prepped them. It's not because she's lazy and tired and doesn't want to put on a pair of sneakers or something more acceptable, and instead, she's going to annoy everyone in the store so we can all hear her shuffle around the whole damn place.
Right, because she doesn't want to click-clack.
Well, at this point, it's either that or the flip-flop slap of the flap flipping and flopping against your foot.
I guess that's why they call them sneakers.
So you can ninjas love them.
Well, as Lawrence, the neighbor from Office Space, would say, I reckon you get your ass kicked doing something like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least in my store. But I'm not a big fan of flip-flops. It's just like one of those things. And plus, it's not safe for your toes. I've stubbed my toes wearing sneakers and hurt the fucking shit out of my toes. You know what I mean? I'm not bringing them out in the public so I can mash them up on a random brick corner or some stupid door jam or something stupid like that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Shorts or jeans? Always jeans. If I could wear jeans all year round, I would.
Yeah,
Usually if
I
you see
don't.
me in shorts, it's because I'm in Florida.
I wear shorts sometimes.
Bob rocks them as long as he can.
Yeah, well, since I've gained weight, it's become
Oh, I didn't mean like that.
easier for me to like overheat. So it
Fair
becomes
enough.
when it starts hitting 60 degrees, I start getting comfortable.
Understood. Shorts or jeans or jorts.
Well, I do both.
I
do
brought some
jeans.
jorts.
I do jeans and shorts. You know what I mean?
Just don't wear Speedos, Jay.
No, I don't do that
Thank you.
because I'm not.
Doesn't help your speed.
No,
It's aerodynamic, basically.
Doesn't-
But
it does make people go, oh.
no. I mean, I understand that a lot of people, like my friends, say that I'm going to be like Alfred Molina in Boogie Nights in like 20 years.
20. Looking at that haircut right now.
Yeah,
The way
it's Cosmo. He's
the way
Chinese.
it's falling right
It's
now.
starting to, yeah.
Anyway.
The Speedo underwear and the silk robe.
Oh my God.
I'm a jeans guy. I've always been, like a sneakers guy. But the thing is, like you said, if it's flip flops, I'm gonna wear on the fucking ocean. I don't wear them around town
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And people who do that should be wrapped backhanded.
I kind of actually I want to like quote unquote accidentally step on their feet,
Yeah,
especially like when it's a dude. Like
it's a hipster thing.
it's not even like a hipster thing.
A
It's
little
like-
bit. A
Well,
little
let me
bit.
tell you something. Like to wear the cool sandals all the time, but to wear the lazy Sunday flip flop things that like you'll see like any female, male, just like at the store in jogging pants and a
Yeah.
t-shirt. It's like they're wearing their Sunday relaxing around the house stuff outside. And I'm not saying you got to get dressed up. But I'm just saying there's something about
It's the kind of thing like you should only even have if you're in a dorm room and you got to go to the shower because
like
you need footwear in
I
there.
understand it's a pet peeve of mine, but it almost feels like too casual for public wear. If there is such a thing, for me, that's my line, I guess.
Am I
You know?
really turning into Ray Head Jackson?
I feel like I'm turning into a cranky old man, but I realize, no, that's how I've always been.
Do you think I'm gonna have a little Chinese guy lighting off firecrackers in my
Yeah,
place
yeah.
and I'm fucking
If you can get them.
free basing?
I don't know, if you can get that little houseboy to fucking run around for you and just kind of like,
You guys want to play baseball?
those guys were just fucking too. Like,
That is seriously one of the best pieces of film ever.
he's lighting up the firecrackers, and I'm watching this movie like, what the fuck?
Because that's how fucked up it is.
Yeah. No, I get the contextual.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
To me, that's his finest hour.
Oh, yeah, Boogie Nights.
Paul Thomas Anderson,
yeah.
that's his finest hour.
That movie's so hard to watch.
No, it's not.
That's
Because
so
it's uncomfortable.
no, like that's why like I respect the craft and it's incredibly well made movie, but I felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's supposed
watching
to.
that
Like
movie.
it's kind of
I-
grimy. It's got like no real kind of like true
Yeah,
redeeming
yeah,
characters in a
I
way.
felt-
Like there's people like you kind of
Ugh.
hoped and root for, but in a way it's like they're all very imperfect. The whole
Like-
thing is imperfect. Philip Seymour Hoffman might be the most creepy thing in the whole fucking movie,
Yeah.
just by his physical
it's-
presence.
And you
in the
feel
room.
bad
Yeah.
for him at one point.
And
Oh.
no, it's that whole movie is so sad and depressing.
Yeah. You got to warm
That,
up for
you know,
that.
the whole William H. Macy thing and everything. Oh,
Whose storyline doesn't have a shitty turn?
I needed a Silkwood shower.
Burt
after that
Reynolds
movie.
pops up, and you're like, okay, here we go. And then you get to know him, and you're like, oh, poor soul.
No, but you have to understand that he's the character that cements that whole movie together.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
And actually kind of brings it all back together.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Because at the very end, it's a family again.
Well,
and things are on the rise.
To me,
again.
that's the saddest part. Is that situation is a really heartwarming family to those people.
right. But that's
That to me is a failure of society.
yeah. But you're also dealing with people that you wouldn't normally deal with. You're looking at undesirable people to begin with. You know what I mean? So if it's their descent
Yeah. Yeah, no, but
coming back around,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
to me that's how they found their happy life is the most depressing thing I can think of.
well, it's depends on how you look at it.
All right, so let's roll into this next email here. It's from a kid, a young fella. We know him. We love him. He's probably listening right now.
Wesley.
Young Wesley Gaskins.
Streets on the China.
Okay. Drop kick my jacket as I came to the door. No one cared.
You should just play the whole song one day.
I will. I should just learn it and just do a karaoke version. And
Have
just
Bob learn.
and just tweak the
Have-
lyrics.
Have Bob learn the
And we'll
fucking-
tweak the lyrics to fit like Wesley.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I can work on that.
Spray paint my toolbox.
He's
It's a thing he did. I think it's a thing he did. He painted his toolbox.
Oh, okay.
Ed was like, what?
Is painting your toolbox metaphor for something else?
No, it's
it
not.
sounds like
no,
it
it's
is.
not. No, it's not.
It sounds like a sex move. You ever have a painted toolbox?
I believe it would be. You ever have your toolbox painted?
Right.
That's-
Oh, either
that's the
way.
phrase.
Either way.
You ever have your Shawshank redeemed?
You know what I mean? Now we got next week's hashtag game. We got next week's hashtag. Make a movie title a sexual kind of
sex
a sexual innuendo. There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
go redeem my Shawshank.
Right. All right. So his question is, first question here is, how lucky do you have to be to have a superpower? Oh no, wait. How lucky do you have to be for it to be a superpower? So luck.
Oh, luck.
How much luck?
Oh, like Domino.
Right,
Or-
and a couple other characters.
Or
He really
Hazard.
should be asking Domino.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
She doesn't answer her emails though. We do.
Domino.
Well,
Domino.
my father famously has that with parking spaces.
Is it? That's
Yeah.
like his thing,
Yeah,
huh?
we,
Like,
we call it the Colonel O'Hare spot.
really?
Yeah.
He manages to always get the good one.
Yeah. Just somehow you could have 1,200 cars in a lot, completely packed. He will somehow find the one that's 3 feet.
We
from the
need
door.
more Marvel mutants like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing. Like every now and then, like a writer will find a way to bring in a character like that for like a mention or a beat, or even find a way to make them a story because they found like, oh, here's a really weird and obscure mutant ability.
Yeah.
But I think I know an angle to make it cool for a hot second. Here's a character you'll never see again because basically it is about he can duplicate envelopes.
Yeah.
You know, or something really benign kind of ability.
Wow.
Like I swear to God, there have been times.
That damn cat.
It's Jonesy, man.
Telling you,
Jonesy is the star of this episode.
We got to find a cat.
Yeah, there have been times
Jonesy.
where they,
I'll put Jonesy in the graphic.
there we go.
Should be the title of the show.
Poor
Jonesy.
Poor Jonesy.
Where is Jonesy?
where's Jonesy?
Jones,
Where's Jonesy?
he's dead, Jay.
He is dead of starvation. Bastard never.
You
Ripley
know what
never
would be
came
great?
home.
You know what would be great? Is that like one of those aliens movies? Like Ripley wakes up out of the tank, Jonesy, and in the next tank is Jonesy, just chilling, just laid back, paws crossed over, like just waiting to be rewoken,
Meow.
or just running around inside of it. Let me the fuck out! Like he's been in there for like he woke up first.
Jonesy.
Poor Jonesy the cat. Ed, I believe you were saying something.
Oh no, it's too late. It's past.
Nah, that's past.
It's past.
We talk about luck. Luck as a power. Your dad had parking spots luck. That's very
So,
cool. That's about it.
Jonesy,
We hit the nugget.
I
on
know
that.
Jonesy fucked up your mojo.
So his next question is, Jay, since you were missing last week,
Yeah.
don't choke. Don't,
Something like that.
Yeah.
Rubbing coke all over the table.
Yeah, he literally almost snorted that.
oh man, if you could only control one of the Infinity Stones, which would you choose? Just one.
Well, one is the reality, right? And one is time. What was the others?
Power,
Space.
space, soul.
That's it.
That's it. 5 or 6? 6.
So 6.
So, math. No, that's the one.
Yeah. Reality,
time, power,
space, soul,
who, what,
Mind.
where,
Mind.
when,
mind.
and why.
The Mind Stone.
Well, it also depends on the elements you have for each stone. Like, for instance, if I said time,
Yeah.
I would like to know what I know now to go back and, you know, rewind time,
Yeah.
knowing what I know now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Reality, though, is very powerful. You know what I mean? That's power in your hands.
Yeah.
So is time. No, don't forget. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, but that's a rewind button.
yeah, but that's a powerful button.
You could use it like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You could basically create your own reality with the time gem in a
Which
sense.
is what I'm trying to say.
So
you know
maybe
what I
the
mean?
time gem is like the best one to have.
Which
or
is what
better-
I'm leaning towards, because reality, I mean, if you're going to change reality
Yeah.
to your liking,
Yeah.
that's very powerful.
And I don't think the reality gem on its own really does that. I think it's by a combination of the gems together that the reality gem, this is my theory anyway,
Right.
that the reality gem can bend all of reality. I think when it changes reality, like it changes perception of reality, or it changes like
Right.
proximity, like in an immediate area, but it's like, you know, like the time gem seems to only do one thing. It's called a time gem, but it only seems to rewind
Fast
time
forward.
and fast forward.
Well,
It doesn't send you through time. It doesn't give you total omnipotence
Right.
over all aspects
But
of
it seems,
time.
but it seems like he can go and look into time. So because he's looking in to
True,
the future,
fair
he's
enough.
looking in. So that means he can look into the past.
Hey, it's comic books.
He
It's all-
doesn't have to rewind.
It's all loosey goosey.
Right, but if you're doing this, if you're rewinding time
Yeah.
to your liking, you know, you're not really
Time,
changing
time.
an individual's reality. You're changing the time in which it happens. you
Wait,
know?
hold on. I
It's-
gotta
it's-
smoke more pot for this.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna just take the safe thing out and say like I'd have the Tesseract because I want a big glowing cube in my living room.
It is pretty cool.
Okay, so there's that.
but
But
don't-
yeah,
but
the
don't
time,
leave it there.
the time stone.
Okay, time stone. All right.
You
fair
sure?
enough.
Positive.
All right.
All right. Final answer.
I think so.
Jesus Christ Almighty.
Can you
Wesley.
say it? Final answer.
Next time, ask me these questions while I'm at Chiller Theater. I want to know what
When
kind
you're-
of
when-
an answer I would say.
When you're inebriated,
Well, usually you just curse at us. That's about it.
Yeah, I did curse at you.
you'd probably be like, I don't fucking know. Ask me when I'm sober.
You know what I do like? I do like when I called back and I hear you and you going, yeah, he's lit. Like, yeah, he's done. He's done. And I can hear it. I clicked on, what did he say? Like, oh yeah, he's gone. He's done. and the sad part is he right.
Well, you know.
Because I was done.
Yeah, you were toast.
Jay, if we thought we couldn't say it, you know what I mean, and you don't understand that we mean it in a
Like, what'd
friend
he say?
way,
I was like, oh, he's gone. He's done.
So,
then
Wesley,
we wouldn't say it.
I'm gonna write down a reminder for Wesley's last question. We're gonna push it to the after show because I think obviously it'll give it's gonna go a couple minutes. I know that for sure.
Wait,
Well, you mean the 45-minute after show?
we're still the regular show?
Yeah, man. We're
Did you hear a
207.
break? Did you hear a break in this thing? This train has been running.
This is a good episode, though.
No, we had a lot of fun. This is good
This
stuff.
is what it's
We're over-
about.
we're
This is
over
what
2
it's
hours.
about. This is what it's about. Especially right here, right now, where we're all really loose.
Yeah, we're in, like, you know,
This is prime
original
time.
trilogy
zone.
running time length.
Yeah. another 20 minutes, another 30 something minutes, and it's a
it's
Marvel
Infinity
movie.
War.
Yeah, it's Infinity War.
It's a Tarantino film.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's everything we love.
With the herring.
Actually,
With a herring.
you know, if we go all the way, it'll be a Lord of the Rings.
It's such a dick.
Maybe two.
Ed loves the
That'd
fucking
be a-
callback.
Fucking Jonesy, man.
King of the callbacks.
Wow.
A lot of callbacks tonight. A lot of callbacks. This show is like nothing. but
Jonesy,
callbacks.
baby.
Woo!
I feel like Uncle Jay should do the whole after show as Jonesy.
All right.
Give people a treat.
His thoughts?
Just Jonesy though, like no Uncle Jay.
Yeah.
Like
All
just
right.
just Jonesy's here.
Wow.
Yeah, after a while, you'll be getting meow, fuck you.
Yeah, he'll start slipping out. I think he'll start slipping out.
That's what Jonesy
Meow,
said.
meow,
though.
meow, fuck you, Ed. Meow, meow.
I know the bit will be us like just translating as if, well, or not even translating, just responding that we know what the cat said.
Or how about
like how they talk to Chewbacca, where
Yeah.
it's like by you intone from what I say back to Chewie, what Chewie said.
Or how about
Right.
I be Jonesy and Uncle Jay translates for me?
That sounds better, maybe, because I think we'll get to hear the true Jonesy.
Yeah.
Jay translates it. That's all I know.
Fucking Jonesy, man.
I have a feeling that cat is pissed.
So
I'll just say that.
Yeah, in the chat room now, please send in questions for Jonesy.
Yes, all questions for Jonesy.
And,
in the
and you
after
can
show.
hear that if you're listening to this on the podcast.
I'm
Yeah.
just picturing a frozen cat
Yeah.
in space being real pissed right now.
Yeah, he's cold.
Yeah, if you have a couple bucks, just $1, $1 a
$1
month.
would get you the after show
Yeah.
if you miss it live.
On
are
Patreon.
Gonna
On
put
Patreon.
You are gonna put a picture of Jonesy when you do the Twitter.
I have to. I have to now. For the graphic, I think I have to. I think I have to. And it's just gonna say Jonesy, because I do 3 columns, 3 images now, and it's just gonna be like a little tag Jonesy, and it's just a cat. Just like looking off to the left. Cute little tabby. A little like Morris.
I think we lost Jay.
Oh God.
Oh, the saga continues, folks. If you're listening live, stick around. We're gonna do a little bit of an after show. We're gonna wrap this up. If
Ed, Scrooged. Take it easy on the Bacardi.
Take it easy on the Bacardi. If you're not listening live, you can catch the after show, as we said, on the Patreon account at patreon.com/wickedtheory. And, whatever. You can help out. You can support the show for $1.
That's all.
For just
Please.
$1. It's the $1. Look, the 2s and the fews, they add up. They mean a lot. They mean as much as any other donation. So anything you can do to support the show is a great, and very cool thing.
Wow.
And we're looking to put more stuff up there. I will say to anybody listening right now, next week, the show's on break.
Yes.
It's a thing where me and Bob are going to Florida on vacation. And what we're going to do, oddly enough, is we're going to take the mystery project that me and Ed worked on as a separate podcast that we never released.
Yes.
And we're going to play the teaser and the first episode of Swinging for the End Zone, a podcast with me and Ed about sports of all things.
Recapping 30 for 30 sports documentaries.
There you go.
ESPN.
ESPN's documentaries. So it's just a thing where we're like, we put in a slot, we're going to put that in there, see what people think of it. So listen live. I'm going to try to listen live that night. It's going to be the night before our niece's wedding. So I don't know what we might be doing. I'll probably be around. But that's the plan, Stan. 'Cause I'm on vacation.
What am I supposed to do?
You can come in the chat room too. I was telling Ed, I was hoping that if he's not busy, he can pop in the chat room and listen to it too, and everybody can
Yeah.
goof on, my lack of sportsness. You
I
know?
probably won't be in the chat room.
Okay, you're not going to be here, are you? Because we're going to
Yeah.
be gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not giving you a
You
key.
can try and climb in a window if you really must.
All right.
You want
Give
to
me
go?
the keys, man. I'll run
Good
them.
luck finding a window. But
Well, you could leave us the keys. We'll come in.
Yeah,
we'll,
Ed and I will do the show.
Yeah, we'll clean up after we leave.
you guys will water the dog and feed the plants.
Wow.
We'll walk the plants.
Feed Jonesy.
Water the dog.
Water the dog.
Water the dog and walk
walk
the
the
plants, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I said feed the plants.
Yeah. Which
Which is
Normal.
right, yeah, which is good. I wanted to do the mix up.
Wow.
And I mixed up the mix up. So with that, I thought it was just in my head. I just hear that all my life. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. It's the wrap up that never ends.
No, let's keep going.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man.
we're gonna keep.
You
going
look
now.
I
exhausted.
got a couple things to say.
No, we do, but I got to pee and we got to take the break.
We gotta take the break.
Oh, we gotta
stretch.
pee.
Twitter handles.
Yeah, I got to drain it, all right?
You sound like a Jersey girl.
Twitter handles.
Where's the bathroom? Come with me. Come with me. Don't let me go by myself. That's a Jersey girl. Gotta take a friend. All right, I'm going. All right, Bob. Hit it when you feel it, brother.
We gonna sign off. Or give
Oh,
a-
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Jay, if people want to find you on Twitter,
Pissed off Jonesy at Twitter.
there you go. Ed?
I'm at Edward O'Hare, TBD.
All right, brother Bob.
At Bob WTPC.
Jay.
Uncle Jay's thing. Jonesy.
And I'm at Wicked Theory. The show's at wickedtheory.com. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free.
Jonesy's
and
place.
live every Saturday right here on Mixler, mixler.com/wicked-theory. Brother Bob, please.
podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.